What's
Salute,
good,
salute.
Trace?
What's the deal? Peace and blessings. The deal? What's the deal?
Chilling, bro. So,
What's up? What's on the menu tonight?
I got a couple of topics I want to talk about. Uh,
Okay.
Lavelle sleep. That's a good thing. It's early and he sleep early. Well, you can never complain about that.
Ha. Hey, that's a
You know what
fact.
I mean?
That's a big ass fact. Hey, listen, check it out, right? Before we get
Yeah.
started, I want everybody to know, once again, you know what I'm saying, if anybody in the joint, I'm finna start smearing off to the clubhouse. So uh we finna be live on 4 platforms, Twitch, YouTube, Clubhouse, and I'll probably start doing something with my Instagram. So, I just want to touch bases, you know what I'm saying, with everybody, you know what I'm saying, on the rebound, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right, right.
everybody, because see the clubhouse, you don't have to log in, you don't have to do none of that. You can mute your mic, let other people talk. They can come in as they want to. You have control of who you pull up, just like YouTube, but without showing your face. You know what I'm saying? And it's got a little bit more better rules over there. So I'm gonna be doing that a little bit. I'm not sure when I'm gonna really get that open and going, but I'm talking to y'all in the background, and we'll see what we can come up with for that. You know what I'm
Word, word. Salute to the two that's in the building. Um, Lord Daryl, of course, Lord Daryl. He had to be one of the two, one of the three now. Salute to all three though, all four, and they coming in. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button on the way in. I got a couple of stories I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Got a couple of questions I want to ask. I ain't gonna hold y'all for too long. I know it's a Monday night. People gotta get up and go to work, and we all got things we gotta do. So you know, probably like an hour, hour and a half, no longer than that. But yeah, Trace, you know, whatever you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? I prefer YouTube because it's easier, and not easier, but it's more of the visual content that you can create on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? That you can't do
saying?
necessarily in Clubhouse. So you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, the reason of it is my plan is to do the Great Invasion. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do some Great Invasion type shit. They came over here submerged under the YouTube platform, got a lot of shit stirred up. So I think we should strike back by submerging under their shit and running.
salute to everybody that just came in the building. Yeah,
Yeah,
Trace.
peace and blessings, everybody. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to do the same thing. Much as some of us say, like, nah, I don't really fuck with the
Wait,
clubhouse.
Kevin, salute.
Well, I really don't fuck with the Twitch and all that. I think we should be all around the
Cuz,
board.
salute.
What's going on? Peace and blessings. I think we should be all around the board with it. And like I said, I got a couple I got established set up. So anytime y'all drop in, y'all automatically get moderator stickers, off my shit.
No, that's a fact. I'm gonna get him mute up. I'm gonna get him to run this story. And then we can talk about that after that. Peace, cuz. You already know the shit. Fair usage.
A rapper that was signed and had a song with P. Diddy walked into the 25th precinct on December 15, 2010, and confessed to shooting a man 17 years earlier. He was convicted of second-degree murder and sent to prison for 15 years to life. Travell Coleman was born on November 19, 1974, and grew up with his grandmother in the James Weldon Johnson housing projects. He grew up in the real ghetto, amongst a lot of criminal activity and the availability of drugs. He was known by the name G-Dep, short for Ghetto Dependent. He began his rapping career with Tape Kings and released 2 vinyl records in 95 and 96. Soon after, he met Sean Combs, who was already big at this. He signed G-Dep with Bad Boy Records for $350,000 in a 5-album deal. The next year, G-Dep appeared in 2 songs of Black Rob's debut album.
Did you hear that shit, bro?
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it. That's a fact.
What was, first of all, could you have done it? Because you had walked in and turned yourself in for a murder that you committed 17 years ago?
No. No. No.
And they said that man paid him $350,000 for a 5-album deal. I guess that was a lot of money back then, huh?
No, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. It really wasn't. No, that wasn't really too much of money. But however, if you went that long,
hit that like button if y'all in the building, man. Please, I appreciate it.
If you went that long with held information, you should have just carried his little spot. Maybe it was wearing on his heart though. I don't know. Shit happens.
Word. That's crazy. I'm gonna get back into the story.
He released his solo debut album for Bad Boy Records November 20th, 2001, and it was called Child of the Ghetto. The album did not too great. It was 106th on the Billboard 200. The single from the debut album, Special Delivery, became relatively popular, and it got to number 3 on the Hot Rap Singles charts. G-Dep became one of the renowned names of Bad Boy Records and brought a lot of attention to the label. But the label had to let him go because of excessive dependence on drugs. It needs to be said that Bad Boy Records found G-Dep at a very good time, and Travell did help the label out after Biggie died. G-Dep also helped Diddy to lift his career as well, and he was signed by Diddy and featured in his music video Let's Get It too. But after Bad Boys cut ties with G-Dep, he had been looking for a new label that would sign him. G-Dep was building up a rap sheet for criminal activities. He had 25 criminal offenses, including grand larceny, drug offenses, and burglary since 2003. Also, he had been convicted and imprisoned in Rikers Island for robbery. G-Dep was mostly under the influence during this time and was dealing with personal issues. After the release of Child of the Ghetto, he
Attitude.
Damn. You say attitude?
Nah, I meant to mute up. My bad about that. I'm sorry about that. Pamela, salute.
But what do you think, bro? G-Dep.
Go ahead.
Like, what I was trying to say is, like, I see that he was facing problems, you know what I'm saying? But what do you think it be that these motherfuckers going, like I said, $350,000 ain't a lot of money. And 5 albums, that's a lot of albums for $350,000, my boy.
Yeah, he took the 360 deal all the way down the middle. He went back and forth in and out.
50 Cent got $100 million just as a signing bonus.
Yeah, and the thing is with the label, with that money he spent, and when you borrowed off your label, you have to pay that shit back. So when the time to
Right.
pay the taxes on that money, they gonna want that money back. And if you don't have that money or so happen to ran through that money, you better hope you have another gig to replace that money that you just spent. Like, it's a lot of shit that go with that music shit. I guess that's the reason why I never did it.
All right, I'm gonna get back into it.
Began struggling with PCP addiction for a long time and grew dependent on it. He gangstified in his songs with raps like Keep It Gangsta, which include lyrics like Keeping America High and Why Wouldn't I? Gangsters Don't Talk, We Beat the Case and Walk. It's the same lifestyle that had tormented and disturbed him. He regretted everything good in his life, thinking that the success he had wasn't actually deserved. He was a married man with children, but he had been wrestling with his conscience for some time. His life spiraled.
Ain't PCP like the hallucinate? Like, ain't that like that shit that be have motherfuckers in the street wailing?
Hallucinating and shit like that. Yeah, that's one of them.
That's that PCP.
One of
I just wanted to get, make sure I was in the right direction. I'm back at it.
Into disarray with a slate of arrests on drugs, trespassing, and other charges. G-Dep's Bad Boy is gone. Almost a decade gone by since his first album release. In 2010, he signed up with Famous Records to release his second album.
Now, to the story of rappers, drugs, and money. How do you think it's really gonna turn out for the rest of this story? That's the question I have to ask you.
Album Ghetto Legends. Everyone was talking about the Harlem-based rapper that knew him from his time at Bad Boy, and the release was supposed to be a return back to the scene and an elevation to mainstream. I'm thrilled that I finally chose Famous Records as my new label, and I'm quietly confident that with Mr. Collins' vast experience in the music industry, that Famous will be my home for some time to come. Only good things will come from this move. But that grand return was short-lived. The Harlem rapper had a deep and dark secret that ate away at him for years and made him confess to a criminal act that he somehow got away with. Travell Coleman reopened a cold case that was forgotten about by everyone. On December 15, 2010, G-Dep walked into the New York precinct and told the officers that he was the gunman in the murder of a Queens man in 1993. He even told the police that he actually tried confessing twice before, but he was sent back because the police thought he was too drunk and too high and incapable of giving any confession. Travella dropped out of school at the age of 18 in search of a music career. He funded recording sessions by selling coke on the streets of Harlem. He dabbled in drugs himself, and for $500, he had bought a gun. In the fall of '93,
The man said he tried to give himself up twice, and they wouldn't take him because they felt he was too drunk to be able to give a confession. They let him walk twice for the shit, bruh. 3 strikes you out, my nigga. You feel me? I'm gonna keep it 100, Trace. I'm gonna keep it 100, right? Now, tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel.
I think it didn't come with a big enough purpose. That's why it was most ignored. Uh, the signs, a lot of them try to give, but the industry don't play like that. And I'm gonna give you a prime example. When they cry for help, they feed them more drugs, so it drowns them in more misery. Right? Check it out. With these rappers and confessions and how this shit works. At this point, they too far gone off the drugs. You know what I'm saying? And they
What I'm
won't help.
saying, Trace, is this. This is what I'm saying, Trace. I feel when he tried to turn himself in the first time, Jersey Rich, salute. Sister True, salute. I appreciate y'all. When he tried to turn himself in the first time, he he did his due diligence. When he tried to turn himself in the second time, he overdid his due diligence. You know what I'm saying? He really was trying to get that off his chest. You know what I'm saying? The third time they was gonna take him. But I kind of like what you said because the third time he tried to turn himself in, he probably was worth something then. That's when he probably was G Dep the rapper. You know what I'm saying?
I I
Hey,
mean,
Big Cat, I see you, Big Cat. But Trace.
I mean it could go in so many ways, man. I don't know. Like I said,
I mean, as far as worth, he was worth more when he came back because he was now a famous rapper. You know what I'm saying? Who no longer was with Diddy, but
Yeah,
still had a record deal with another label. What up, Big Cat?
they go. And
My boy Cab, salute.
Look,
yes,
man.
it is. No, it's not so
okay,
you, man. No, man, always,
I
man.
don't know where
No,
Cuba
always,
at,
man.
Sister True. I'm waiting for
Oh,
Cuba right
Cuba.
now.
Cuba party over here against
what up?
2020
Salute, salute.
in the 32 ounce of OE because he can't get the 40 ounce. So you got to get 32 ounce. But that's cool.
What's up, though?
I mean, he
So
might be
yeah.
able to get 36 ounce,
All right, hold on
but
for
he
a
still
second, Cat.
not
I'm
going
about
to
to
get the
get back
40
to the
ounce.
story real quick, Cat. Give me a second.
He's out.
A month before his 19th birthday, Coleman used that gun to mug a stranger. G-Dep was riding his bicycle when he encountered John Henkel near a subway station of James Weldon Johnson housing projects on Park Avenue and East 114th Street and pulled out his .40 caliber pistol trying to intimidate the victim to hand over his cash. He was standing under the scaffolding on Park Avenue, 114th Street. I was riding my bike. I told him, "Give me the money." He was kind of, unresponsive. The guy
Look,
grabbed the gun and I pulled the gun back, and that's when I fired. And the guy winced and I didn't know what happened. Henkel tried to disarm G-Dep by grabbing the gun, but G-Dep pulled himself away and fired 3 shots. Travell didn't look where the shots hit. He immediately
pussy.
I've got a problem that I'm pretty sure you can help me with. Yes.
ran back to his
Salute.
bike and
Yo,
fled. He didn't even know if the man was fatally wounded. He went around the block and came back after a while and learned to see that there was a crowd with police vehicles standing by. He then backed up his bike and left. The next few days, there were police in the neighborhood asking questions. The police even
it
stopped
didn't make
G-Dep
no
and asked about the
sense.
shooting, and he said that he knew nothing of it. G-Dep thought the man didn't die as the police said the word shooting rather than murder. He threw away his pistol in the
Cuba
East
had
River a
that.
few days later. For years,
Never
G-Dep
speak
had
for him.
no idea whether the people had lingered, but we later realized that he was indeed guilty of murder. What makes the case so baffling is that he initially got away with the crime, but once and under the radar, he suddenly revealed that it took a toll on him, as he struggled for years with drugs and built up an arrest record even after a successful career. Didn't simply wouldn't leave his thoughts, as he was plagued by what unfolded. It was after completing a 30-day recovery that he recognized he wasn't adequately tackling his past. A lot of people were really cleansing their souls and really getting to the root of their problems. I was not.
Yeah, but
Embellishing, telling stories about getting high. I wasn't being totally honest. After confessing, he went on trial. Was sentenced on May 8th, 2012, 15 years in prison.
yo,
I was just out
but I
of
got
court
thought
and
about.
is enough.
Not
It
thought
never
about.
went
What
away.
you got thought
Thinking
about.
so it was like I had to
But I
do
got
something about it.
kind of
His confession even disturbed the family of the victim because it brought back a lot of bad memories. The admission reportedly
Damn, that's crazy, man. Um,
straight up. You do the same thing,
damn.
though, right? You do the same thing. You
Who
you
me?
you would do the same thing.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you.
I don't know. I don't know after. I don't know about the
Yeah,
17 years, my guy. I'm going back into the I don't know about that.
No, yeah,
Bob,
you would do
salute.
the same thing.
I don't know. I
Today
don't
or
know.
tomorrow, we
After
would do the same
17
thing.
years, if I'm turning myself in, I'm a good nigga. But after 17 years, I'm turning myself in. I don't know if I'm that good
Yeah.
of a nigga. I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
I don't
But
think so.
you gotta admit to whatever came to you.
I'm gonna admit to what? After 17 years, I don't
Hell
think I'm
yeah,
going
I'm
to
just
prison
I
after
don't, I don't
17.
give a fuck if it's 17 or it's 18 or it's 13. Yeah, you gonna fucking claim that, and that's on your jacket now, right? Because
Nah, you lost your
you pled
fucking
that.
mind. I think you drunk.
You pled that.
You came up this
Bro,
motherfucker drunk already,
no,
bro.
I am drunk, but you
All right.
pled that. So
All right, let me get back to the story real quick. I got you.
So if you tell me you ain't gonna cop a plea, oh, if you
No,
did
I'm
want
not
to cop a
copping nothing.
plea,
Hold on. Just hold on. Hold that
I'm,
thought.
I,
Hold that fucking thought. And lost his goddamn mind.
Even led family members of Henkel to criticize G-Dep for speaking out, saying that the revelation brought painful memories back to the surface. G-Dep felt that admitting the crime was the right thing to do, with his attorneys acknowledging at the time that many thought the decision was foolish. Conscience drove him to do something. He thinks he did the right thing, his attorney told the Associated Press. There's a lot of people who think he's a fool for doing this. He doesn't think he's a fool. He says this has been like a blessing. It saved his life. I couldn't move on and keep trying to satisfy myself if I didn't deal with that, he told Double XL in a jailhouse interview. I didn't know what was going to be the outcome, but that was the only way I knew to deal with it. The victim had grabbed the rapper's .40 caliber gun and he pulled it back and fired at the man 3 times. G-Dep told authorities in a recorded statement played during his trial. After the gunfire, he said he rode off on a bicycle, unsure whether he had been struck. G-Dep didn't testify at his trial. Authorities paired his account with the 1993 death of Henkel, age 32. He was shot 3 times with a .40 caliber gun at the same corner in 1990. G-Dep was nearing his 19th birthday. The more you study the evidence, you'll see it just matches up too greatly for coincidence. However, G-Dep's lawyer questioned whether the police had made the correct match. He pointed out differences between G-Dep's statement and Henkel's shooting, such as the rapper's claim that the shooting occurred in February or March, rather than the fall, and his description of the victim as blonde and clean-shaven, although Henkel had brown hair and had facial hair. The rapper claims he has no way of knowing whether Henkel was the man he shot. According to the lawyer, he eventually filled in some of the specifics with the information provided by the police. G-Dep turned down a plea bargain in exchange for a guaranteed 15-year to life term, which is now the bare minimum he faces. Regardless, he remains convinced he did the right thing by coming forward. He has a conscience and a heart, and his conscience and his heart brought him to where he is today, his lawyer said after court. He's probably making the most powerful statement of a rapper that his era can make, which is to be accountable and to end up with bad boys. Travell had a daughter and a girlfriend, but after that relationship ended, he met Crystal Sutton at a club. And if family, but his was eating away at him. It seemed like it just wasn't fair for me to be happy, he said. I used to curb my happiness, like just, wait a minute, I'm smiling too much. I'm laughing too much. I felt like I couldn't really tell anybody. I didn't want them to be involved. Burdened by what happened, and Diddy dropped them from Boyle. It probably was the drugs, he said. I was just knee deep in trying to medicate myself and not feel and numb myself to whatever I was dealing with. After he confessed his crime, his family was in disbelief. I was like, no, that's not Travell. That's not even in his character to do that. He's a kind, loving person. After the case was made public, Diddy talked about it in December of 2010 on Sirius XM Radio Shade 45. G-Dep is one of the nicest artists I ever worked with. You could always feel like something was troubling his soul because he was real quiet. But he's the type of guy who wouldn't hurt a fly. He did the right thing and manned up to it. But my prayers go out to him. He had a real bad drug problem, and that could have caused that situation. The editor-in-chief of GQ served as the jury foreman in the murder trial of John Henkel and has written about the case. You have to concede that the man probably lived in a jail in his house in his head for 18 years. The hard part about this case is that it involves a guy who didn't really need to come forward. Who did? I mean, he needed to come forward for his conscience, but we were wrestling with this as jurors because we kind of thought, why did you come forward? Our mission is very, very specific. Is this guy guilty? And I wrestled with that because I knew he was. I just didn't almost feel worthy of passing judgment on this guy. He did kill. I don't go into this with rose-colored glasses. I completely understand that for the people who knew John Henkel, it's a different story, and we have to keep that in mind. The jury found him guilty of second-degree murder, and on May 8th, 2012, he was sentenced. He was 38 years old. The case of Travell Coleman has haunted me, Nelson said. I think the guy got a bad shake. I think he did something honorable and society punished him for it. Travell separated from his wife in 2008, but Sutton said she's still standing by him. She said she's still in doubt that her husband shot Henkel, but is now a different man. It's a different Travell to me, not on drugs. He feels you talking to him. He sounds a lot better, like the Travell I first met, caring, loving, trying to do what he can. So 12 years after the verdict was given against G-Dep, the assistant district attorney of the case made a request to pardon him from his imprisonment, saying it was too harsh. He reached out to a clemency attorney at City University, and after that clemency attorney, Steve Zeidman, sent a letter to the judge of the Coleman case, he learned that the judge had already reached out to the current state governor. Currently, Travell is married to Letitia Evans at the moment, and they've been married for 6 years, exchanging videos. Coleman's wife is also a rapper known as Hustle Bunny. We still haven't seen the outcome of whether he will be pardoned, but he's been serving time for at least 10 years now.
Well, what you think? What you think? Could you have done it, Kev?
If that was me, no.
Yourself in after-
No, I would have never done that.
After 17 years, you want to turn yourself in?
Mm.
I couldn't have did
Yeah,
it either, Kev.
Nah. Nigga, shut the fuck up, bro. You will turn yourself in an instant. Yo, what Cuba at? What Cuba at? Yo, you would turn yourself in automatically. You're like, hold on, wait.
No,
How much?
because
Nah.
to what I can
Yo,
tell,
what Cuba at? Hey, Trace, man, holla at son. Please holla
I
at
can
son.
tell.
You will be.
That's what I feel. The drugs took him and made him paranoid to the point he ain't know what he did.
Who took who?
Wait on his
Big
conscience.
Cat or took G-Dap? Because Big Cat bugging the fuck out over there. Listen to this shit. Yeah,
Oh, I'm
Big
back
Cat
in the
talking
bitch.
shit.
Yo, I'm back in the bitch. Yo,
Talk your
Trey,
shit.
man, holla at me, bro. hey, Trey, I'm holla at Trey because Kevin, he be conservative and shit, but we be banging. We be banging. We be banging and we be slanging, nigga. And that's all. And that's our colloquialism, man.
Hey, Kev family too, though. You know what I'm saying? So you got to love Kev too, though.
Kev, big family. Sharon the smooth queen.
Yeah. He been family. Hey, Blake, holla at your partner.
So that's what I feel. The drugs took him and made him paranoid to the point where he ain't know what he did. So he just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna turn myself in and go see what the outcome was."
He turned himself in after
But
he
I
went to
think
the rehab. He went to the rehab.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me. This is what happens. Listen, rappers take notes. To all you rappers out there, you take notes. Drugs will fuck around psychologically, fuck up your thinking, concentration of shit you aware to. You know what I'm saying? Doing them pills, doing them coke, doing weed and
all
shit
that shit.
like that. That shit fuck up your train of thought. 17 years later, you
Yeah,
put yourself right to the penitentiary. You should have just shut up.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
My
He shouldn't have said
opinion.
shit.
Fuck up.
But
You
that
lived
shit
that
was
long,
killing him.
and nobody
Trey,
didn't know that you like
that shit
you
was
should have went
eating him
home.
up. That shit was eating him alive, Trace.
And they eating him alive right now for doing the right thing. They eating him alive right now for doing the right thing. Ain't no telling where he would get that apart and no appeal.
But he happy though. But he happy mentally.
Yeah, he might be happy mentally.
My question
sometimes
over all that is
happiness can buy you an early grave ticket, man. Sometimes happiness can buy you an early grave ticket.
Is he a snitch?
Hell yeah, he a snitch.
Yeah,
he's a fucking rat. He's a rat, nigga. Hell yeah, he's a fucking rat, nigga. He's a rat to himself though. But this is the thing. He's a rat to himself. He's not a rat
is he a
to
snitch or is he a stand-up? Hold on, is he a snitch or is he a stand-up nigga? Is he a snitch or a stand-up?
He's a rat. No. It ain't nothing stand up. Nah, it ain't nothing stand up about it. It's nothing stand up about that. Nigga, you beat them. You beat the odds that a lot of niggas couldn't beat.
But that's criminal.
Years later,
criminalistic thinking. That's criminalistic thinking. As a man, as a human being, did he stand on what he's supposed to? Was that honorable?
In his mind, he might thought,
Nah.
How that's not honorable, Trey? I don't understand.
That's not honorable, man. That is not honorable, man. Honorable is me and you do a crime. 17 years later, I fuck around and get caught up. I do the time and I don't tell on you. That's honorable.
Hold on, Trey. Hold on 1 second, Trey.
No, 12 cats, dude. Bro, please, bro. Let's get there.
What is you talking about, Cat?
I'm talking about the paint.
Honorable, man.
You talk about the what?
The Pope.
The Pope.
The paint. No, the paint. The
paint.
PAINT. Yeah, paint. The paint.
The paint.
The paint.
What
you go harder than the paint? The paint. Yo, that's worry about the paint. He already told me to know about the paint. You see, that's why I kind of like that. Cause you know about the paint, but you just don't feel like about the paint. But you want to fucking size me about the paint. Fucking A.
Hold on.
Bro, you don't know about.
Hold the fuck on, nigga. Hold the fuck on. So the whole time you was down there, you was talking about some fucking paint. I see you blacking the fuck out down there, and that's what the fuck you ain't talking about. What we talking about? You talk about some fucking paint. Is that what we doing here, Big Cat? And you know you my G. I fuck with you.
But that's rare his wife stayed with him for that long, though. Because most wives don't stand that long for somebody for that long.
You get it and keep talking about the fucking paint. I'm gonna let you talk about the paint. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Somebody listen to that shit. I don't know.
But I can say that's rare that his wife stood for him that long, even though he did.
But his wife did stand for him that long because
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's rare these days.
She didn't stand for him that long. She didn't stay with him. That was his new wife.
Oh, okay.
He got divorced and separated when he was in there.
Don't ever try me, bro. Ever. Ever? Don't ever try.
Hold on, Gay. Hold on.
That was disrespectful.
Hold on, Big Cat. But yeah, that was his new wife. He was only married to her for 6 years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he done did a couple of years. I don't know if he out now though. Not at all black. That's a fact. Said, dude.
They said that man said was he gonna get pardoned tonight, and the way they say it don't seem that way.
Don't unmute that shit, Big Cat. I'm trying to get through this session. Anybody got time for that weird shit.
But yeah, I gotta agree with Trey's on that one.
That's a fact, Sharonda.
I mean,
Yeah.
even though you said he did the right thing, but again, man, you doing that much time and you got away with it. You should have just left it alone.
Lo, I appreciate that, Lo.
He should have just left it alone and let it be.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would have left it. I wouldn't have said shit, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I can't be mad at him that that's honorable. Whether we like it or not, that's still honorable. Honorable is that he committed a crime and he stood on it. That's honorable.
But what the thing is, I'm saying is when he did it, when he did the drugs, he didn't know what that man dead or alive until after the fact.
I can't jack that. No, I cannot jack that. I cannot jack that. And there's a reason why I say I cannot jack that.
Trey, so tell me this, Trace, right? Right? You the homie. You my boy, right? We in the hood. We grew up around each other, right? I go in your crib and steal some shit when we kids, right? 17 years later, I tell you, that ain't honorable. Nah, that ain't honorable. You shouldn't even stole the shit from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. If y'all boys like that.
But yeah.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. He going to remember that. Even though it be 17 years later, he going to remember that.
That ain't honorable what I said. That wasn't honorable because he should never stole it.
Yeah, that was very foul, Black. You should never said that.
Listen, let me tell you something. Kev, I'll catch myself and I'll fact check myself fast. You feel me?
Yeah.
No bullshit when I hear it, and that was just some bullshit I was about to spew out my mouth.
Yeah, it was. I was say, damn, you really gonna say that?
You feel me?
Yeah. But I mean, most men won't even do that, Black.
But I should have used somebody else. True. I should have said if I stole out of somebody else's house that wasn't a friend of mine.
Yeah, you should have said that.
Later on, went back and told them, I'm sorry, I stole this and gave it back to him. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was.
But then again, he might not have remembered it. He'd probably just forget it because you got some people that forget about it.
That murder, that shit was fucking with him, bro.
Yeah.
He knew that man was dead because he heard about it on the news.
Yeah, on the news, but see, he was so paranoid off them drugs.
He knew that was the man he killed. His memory was fucked up because of all the drugs.
But what I'm saying, Black, them drugs had took his mind and he couldn't think.
I agree with that. But remember, this is what we got to remember. He was only 17, 18 when he killed this man. He was a kid. This is before all the drugs.
Yeah.
This before the fame. This before the bad boy and all that. He did this when he was a kid.
Yeah. But that just go to show you Bad Boy didn't have his back either. That's why he went to all them other labels. She said he stole a man's life away from his family. That's a fact. That was honorable to go turn himself in. That was honorable. Maybe not to a criminal. A criminal never gonna say it's honorable. You know why? Because crime don't pay. So they never gonna pay. They don't. No, it don't. It don't. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Trey, hold on. Even if it did happen, a motherfucker gonna get credit for that. And even if it don't, even if you don't get credit for that, the motherfuckers that investigate it, that know that the motherfucker get credit for that. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, bro.
So hold on,
I ain't getting lost.
Big cat.
Bro.
I want to do. Hold on, cat.
We talking about business.
Cat.
Business.
Hold on, cat. Hold on. I want to include you in the conversation, but I want it to make sense. Right?
Now, I got a question.
Hold on.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. I can drop down. We got to understand. It makes sense. It makes sense. No, I understand.
Let me understand. So you saying that
I already understand.
No matter whether he would have turned himself in or not, somebody would have had to wait for that murder? Is that what you were saying?
No.
Well, hold on, bro. Because if that's an option, then yeah.
Wasn't nobody
If
gonna
that's
get
an
away for the murder. It was a cold case. That means the
okay,
murder
but
not
is
solved.
that an option?
Yeah, Kev.
Now about the gun. I was
You
about to
see,
ask you now.
if you
He used that gun, right? Now, you remember when him and Sean got caught with a gun? Now, is that the same gun or a different gun?
Nah, see, G Dep turned himself in. G Dep, when Sean got caught with that gun, that was the gun that was used to shoot up the club that night. G Dep didn't have nothing to do with that. That was
No,
all Sean.
no. I know that. What I was asking was that the same gun or a different
Nah, I don't
gun?
think it was the same.
Oh,
Nah,
okay.
because remember, G Dep used this gun when he was a teenage kid.
Yeah,
He probably don't know where that fucking gun at when he
yeah,
became down with Bad Boy.
yeah. But see, what I really was gonna say though, you see, when he left Bad Boy, they really didn't have his back either. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
Bad Boy didn't have nobody back. Look at this. Look at the contract he signed. A
Oh yeah,
$350,000 contract for 5 albums, bro.
I wouldn't
5
have signed that
albums.
shit. I would have never signed that shit because you know that's gonna be
Bro,
some
we not. Hey,
bullshit.
hold up. We not
Yeah,
gang banging
Trey.
up here, bro. So stop throwing up gang signs. Stop throwing up gang signs before you get us flagged.
No, don't worry about it because he got removed for that shit, bro. We not playing that type of shit over here.
Don't
And
play
Big
that
Cat
type
already
shit.
told you that shit a long time ago. I fuck with you, but I don't gang bang myself. So why would you be up on my platform, on me and Cuba platform, and when me and Cuba, neither one of us is gang bangers? Why would you be up here doing that shit?
No, you can't do that.
Come on. I told you about that shit before. Like, you know better than that shit, bro. You'll sit in the back. You on punishment for a little while. Think
I
about
would
that
have,
shit.
I would have
Go sit
never
in the
signed that deal
Go
because
sit in the
that.
corner, turn the lights off, and go sit your ass in the corner and think about that shit. Don't smoke another blunt or drink another. You got 15-minute break. What time is it?
It is 9:16 right now.
9:31. I'm gonna bring your ass back on.
But
Wrong with you?
like I was saying, I would have never signed that
Get up
deal
there. This
because
is a positive platform. You know better than that. You come over
I
here
would.
for good energy, good vibes only, Big Cat. You know we don't do that shit over here. This is a platform where we all love and show love and respect and have genuine good conversation. I tried to include you in the conversation, but your intoxication has been persuading you to say some bullshit. So for 15, 20 minutes, you sit your ass back there, and I'm gonna bring you back on. You my nigga. Ain't shit changed. I fucks with you. Just not on that blood shit. I ain't no blood crib or none of that shit. I'm black to the P.
But I would have never signed that deal because I knew it'll be some bullshit in the end.
It's the truth. No, they reopened that case. They said the case was a cold case. When he went in there and he told them he confessed 3 times. That was the 3rd time when they locked him up. He had confessed 2 times prior to that, and they let him go because they said he was too intoxicated for his confession to be credible. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that go. But shit crazy though.
But that's just how I feel. I wouldn't have signed that
In the
that
river. Oh, yeah,
350. No, I
he
wouldn't.
threw that gun in the
I
river
wouldn't
there.
have did that because when you sign a deal, they can basically fuck you over for that, and you got to be smart.
Tanya, salute, Queen.
And
The Ming, salute, homie.
a lot of people just don't see that, man. When you sign these deals.
Ming said salute. Ming said salute, Kev.
Oh, salute, Ming.
Ming salute.
I feel like I wouldn't
Yeah,
have signed that deal, even though that was.
Salute.
Or I wouldn't have signed that deal. I would have had my lawyer or somebody look over that before I signed it.
Word.
Because they can fuck you either way for that much money, and that's just. I mean, even if you go independent, you still gotta be smart about it.
Word.
So, and a lot of rappers don't think like that. I mean, some do, some don't. I'm gonna just put it that way.
Yeah. That's a fact. I
But
mean, it's crazy. So he's a
yeah.
snitch. So because he told on himself, he's considered a snitch and not a stand up motherfucking individual. I don't want to call him no
Hey,
nigga, but you know what I'm saying?
hey, I
Man,
mean, hey, if that's what Trey say, it is what it is, man. We can't.
that's how you feel, Trey?
Say what? What happened?
Repeat it
I'm
again,
sorry, I
Black.
missed it. What happened?
I said, that's how you feel? How what Kev just said?
I don't know what happened. I missed it. What happened?
Say that again,
Uh,
Kev.
he said if DJ turned himself in and you said he was a snitch, and he said that's how you go ride with it. You ain't
Oh
changing
yeah, I'm
your
rocking
verdict.
with that. Yeah,
So
yeah, I'm
so he a
rocking with
snitch.
that. Yeah,
So he not honoring,
yeah.
he not ain't nothing stand up about what
He
he did.
he definitely told. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. He told. I won't give a
So
fuck
they,
what you say. He told
so
him.
there
So
you
he
He
go,
told.
folks.
so by him telling on himself, so he's snitching
Oh,
because he told on himself.
nigga, if he ain't loyal to himself, he can't never be loyal to nobody. If you can't be loyal to yourself, you can never be loyal to nobody. Nigga,
Hey,
Yeah.
yo, my
this boy,
nigga Tree, that nigga, when I tell you that nigga 100% gangster, bruh, that nigga eat gangster cereals and all types of shit. That
no,
nigga gang.
I mean it ain't that. It's just how. Listen, it's not that. It's more like how I grew up. You know what
You
I'm
grew
saying? I
up. I know.
grew
I
up,
understand what you're saying. You're a
and
product of your environment, and that's
you
not
don't
yeah.
went,
I feel you.
Yeah. Mhm.
you don't went that long. You don't went that long. You don't slept on that shit. A lot of 365 days. You did a lot of 365 days. You did it 17 times. You did 365 days 17 times. And you just woke up one day and say, you know what? Enough is enough. Let me go save the world. Hey, I killed the nigga 17 years
Word.
ago. Fuck no. Nigga, you's a rat. You's a rat.
Well, there you go, folks. You heard it from Trey yourself. So ain't no turning back, yo. He said what he
Hey,
said,
look,
and
you got
that's what
10
it
more
is.
minutes, Big Cat. 10 more minutes, Big Cat. You are punishment.
Well, all right, fellas. This was a nice conversation.
Yes, sir, Kev. Yeah. Appreciate you for coming through. Like always, man. So for
No
sure.
problem. No problem.
I'm gonna move on to the next story real quick.
All right, let's go. Let's get to it. It's gonna show me what your initial is.
Okay, today is June 1st. Please say your name and spell it. God, G-O-D.
All right, Trace, I'm about to get at it. Hey, Big Cat, I'm about to bring you back now, Big Cat, but you gotta stay muted up. I'm about to play this video, homie. Don't throw no signs up, Big Cat. Your dumb ass staying back there for the rest of the show. Nicole Bella, salute. Yeah, definitely. You can come up here and say anything you want to say, Sister True. You already know what it is. Y'all already know how we get down. It's a family thing up here. So I'm waiting for you in the back. I know we old, Sister True, but you ain't about to take all day to get your ass up here neither. I know your back hurt, but the walk ain't that long. Matter of fact, you can take the elevator up that bitch. You ain't even gotta walk. Come on upstairs with us. There she go. What's going on, Sister True?
Hello. Okay, so it was a conversation being had on somebody else's panel last night
Uh-huh.
about the whole old block King Von stuff. And with that
Right.
discussion, it was like, that's why a lot of them young boys stay high and doped up because they got
Uh-huh.
demons. Like everyone can't
Mm,
live with those demons.
that's a fact. That's a
They
fact.
was just talking about how I'll say for instance, like King Von, you see him on live sometime and he'll be talking so civil and so straight, but then he'll catch himself like he done came out of character and jump back to, oh, but I can't be on that soft shit, you know what I mean? Because I'm a gangster. But that's why a lot of them stay so high because they try to remove the demons.
Could that be part of the setup though, Sister True? Because now that you say it, right, it makes a
Yeah,
lot of sense, right?
right.
Hey,
And who
Big
said
Cat,
how
if
his
you
life
stop throwing up
was?
fucking gang signs, my boy, I'll let you on the platform. You cannot come on the platform throwing up fucking gang signs.
Who say who knows how that man slept, what he went through after he took that man's life. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows what that man went through mentally.
Right,
And it was
right.
probably too much on him to where, and then, it could have actually saved his life.
But when you want
Who
to
knows
do
how he
better
would have
and you want to
turned
be
out?
better, when you want to start fresh, Sister True, you try to cleanse
Right.
everything. You try to cleanse yourself.
Exactly.
He was going to rehab. And in rehab, he said everybody was. He's like he got tired of talking about the drugs because the drugs wasn't his real demon. The drugs
Right.
was to cover up his real demon. So once he
And
got
that's
rid of the
why a lot of these addicts, they got past childhood trauma and they turn to drugs to try to forget what happened to them
that's a fact.
instead of trying to deal with it.
That's a fact. It's crazy. I mean that's a hard pill to swallow. For y'all that just coming in the building, I just did a little showed a little clip of G Dep. He was, we went from being a bad boy artist to basically turning himself in for a murder that he committed 17 years prior. You know what I'm saying?
And with the
So
way these young people are leaving in the industry and anybody up under, Diddy, how they being done, it was probably better for him to turn himself in and
but
have to
that was
deal with
probably
that.
part of the stress
You
too.
don't know
They
how that
he
was
signed
going
up
to
to
turn out.
bankroll with 5 albums for 350,000, Sister True.
You know what
5
I'm
albums,
saying?
300 is, bro. I mean, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? That probably was part of the stress too. He probably really wasn't
Right.
making no money. He probably wasn't getting
Exactly.
nowhere.
Not
You know what I'm
like he
saying?
thought he was.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and that just adds up. But like I said, once you in rehab and the high is gone, the problem presents itself again. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, a lot of addicts choose the drugs to get away from the
The
problems.
problem.
But once the
And
high
who's to
gone, the
say
problems.
that he probably had been reliving that in his mind every time he closed his eyes. Like nobody knows how that affected him mentally.
So you're gonna
So
answer.
he did what he felt was best for him to do for himself.
So you're gonna answer the question.
Hmm?
The question is he a snitch?
I wouldn't say he's a snitch. I wouldn't say he's not a person that I would turn around and do nothing with. You get what I'm saying? Like we ain't doing nothing together.
Hold up, Sister True.
You
Make
know what I'm
that
saying?
said, nah,
Huh?
he ain't a snitch, but I ain't doing shit with him.
Exactly.
He's a snitch.
Everybody should know now. Don't do nothing with him.
Hey,
But
Trey,
he
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 ain't no
did what he
snitch, Trey,
felt
but
he
he ain't
needed to
never
do for
out
himself.
to do shit with him.
Right. Just don't do nothing with him. Listen,
Yeah,
when it
yeah,
comes to these
I
people
appreciate
anyway,
that.
you see little signs on their character and if they really gonna ride or if they're gonna hold you down. You see that in a person.
Right.
He didn't make you have to look through my magnifying glass. He just put it out there. This is
But
me.
I see him
I
different though.
felt I
I
needed
mean,
to do this for
I
me.
look at him as trustworthy. I look at him as if he
Right.
do something, he gonna stand on it. You feel me?
Uh-huh.
That's how it made me look at him. I don't see the snitch. I looked at it as he did something and he stood on it.
And that's what a lot of these people not doing today.
A lot
Right.
of bitch niggas run away from their crimes. They run away from the police. They you know what I'm saying? They don't do nothing to stand on it. I don't give a fuck if we stood on it 17 years later. That's still years out of his life that he done gave the fuck away because he did a crime. He'd have been already.
I understand. Listen. I understand you want to give him the Elijah Muhammad ceremony of the year.
Doing no Elijah Muhammad. Them just real.
And there was probably no positivity going on in that man's life.
Shoot people and run.
Right.
A lot of bitch niggas talk tough, shoot people. Then when the cops come, they throw their guns and run.
Yeah.
Them the niggas that shoot.
Listen, I understand that. Listen, understand that, P. Understand that perfectly clear. Listen, you ain't. I'm not the brother. You got to stand there and tell 1,000 times you know this. I catch on at the first beginning. We understand each other. That's why we fuck with each other like that. Listen, check it out, right? Now, big game. You do a crime 17 years ago.
Right.
You do 365 days in 1 year, and it goes by 17 times before you realize in your head, bling, this was wrong that I did.
First class salute.
Let me march my ass up here to this police station.
Right. You know what she just said, right? Sharonda said it. Sharonda said, telling on himself, not a snitch.
Right, it's not snitching.
He confessed.
I can't jack that.
Those are the facts. He committed a crime and confessed to it. He didn't snitch. He didn't put nobody else in jail but himself.
Listen, more or less, he should have licked the wound and kept going. Ain't no way.
See, y'all can't keep bringing up different scenarios as far as selling drugs and this and that. He actually took a man's life.
Right.
He took that man away from his family.
I'm with you. I would not have gave myself.
He's not the only man in this world. Listen, he's not the only man in this world that took someone's life and lived a normal society.
But the world is made up of different people. The world is made up of different people. Just because one person can live with it, don't mean everybody can.
Yeah, but
especially over just trying to rival.
Personally, myself, I don't knock nobody from what they believe. Just personally, myself, I believe that he snitched. I believe he told on himself. That's when you tell on yourself. Ain't it? Nigga, I don't give a fuck how you look at it. Whether it was 17 years down the line or if it was in the same fucking year span. Like, that's self-snitching. He could, like, nah, nigga.
That's a confession, though. Ain't that a confession?
Well, some people be wanting people, they rather them snitch on themselves than to snitch on somebody else. He probably knew some other crimes that he didn't tell.
So what is a confession, Trace?
I feel you. A snitch.
What is a confession, Trace? Ain't a confession.
A motherfucking snitch. A nigga that getting tired of the fucking pressure being built on his fucking back. So what he do, he give out some type of information to make it more easier on his terms and conditions. That's a snitch, nigga.
Listen, Hold on, Trace. We gonna set this record straight right here. A snitch is somebody that go and tell on somebody else and put somebody else incarcerated. Get somebody else incarcerated. Somebody that tells on themselves is confessing. That's the confession. Hold on, Trace. When you go
2023, we cutting out self-snitching. We cutting out self-snitching. That's out the window now. 2023 is okay to self-snitch on yourself. As long as you tell on yourself.
Hell, they've been doing it before 2023. They've been doing it in the music.
It's not snitching on yourself. No,
and they're not holding, and they're not accepting the consequences either.
If you're not implicating nobody else, you're not snitching. If you're telling on yourself, you are confessing to whatever you did.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And when you go to a priest and you get into that confessional booth, you're telling the preacher or the priest what you have done. You're confessing. You ain't snitching on yourself. You're confessing.
Right.
He confessed. He confessed to what he did. He confessed to what he did 17 years earlier. He confessed. I wouldn't have done it. You're right. I wouldn't have done it. I'm with you. I would not have done it. No, but he did it. I can't call him a snitch. You know what I'm saying? He confessed. And who said that? Sharonda?
Like you said,
Sharonda, she absolutely right.
The best thing I heard anybody say about this whole situation was, you better not do a crime with him. That's the best thing I heard all goddamn night. That's the best thing I heard all night. That's the best thing I heard all. I done been on 20 platforms, and that was the best
Trey
thing you
Money
could have said.
salute. It says it's not snitching.
Right, you just know he ain't nobody to do nothing with.
Yeah, I'm fucking with it.
Because he has a conscience.
Yeah,
he has a real conscience.
I'm fucking with it. I'm definitely fucking with it.
I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Keep it a bean.
Let's see what's going on with this dude right here, yo.
All right, let's go. Let's rock with it.
From the song and dance of a generation, topping the charts, TV deals, to facing life in prison. Silento, or Ricky Hawk as his classmates knew the 16-year-old, became famous overnight, seemingly. Specifically after one song, Watch Me Whip and Nay Nay. The track is an infectious dance song that was created so people could enjoy some easy dance and have fun. People will be dancing and smiling all around the world for the next 30 years whenever my song gets played. In 2015, the track quickly became viral and appeared on major listening platforms like iTunes, YouTube, Vine, and SoundCloud. Soon after, the track reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 6 weeks straight. The single for a while was topping iTunes in 15 countries and on the UK's Shazam charts. In fact, Silento got the plaque at a renowned LA Troubadour Club as part of Capitol Records' 3rd annual Capitol Congress event. Moreover,
now we all remember that song, right? Salute, Fatty. I got the juice. Monique Hill. Salute to all y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming through. We all remember that song, right? Let me wet. That shit, right? Did y'all know that he was in jail right now facing murder charges?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, I was, like, recently taken back by his story because that song made him millions. That song was famous on every platform that he touched. You know what I'm saying? And for him to go from a childhood, go ahead, Trace.
I got to say something here, Black, and I don't mean to be, taking us a little bit left off of the topic. At this point, I understand our young kids and young males and kings don't really know how to socialize in the sociable world. You know what I'm saying? In the sociable world, I understand that our kings do not know how to socialize. What the fuck? I see that our kings don't know how to socialize and stand up to these fucked up deals like these 360 deals. They don't really know too much about them, and the plan and the destruction that comes with taking this money. Taking this money is all about
back
keeping
on the show, Big Cat. You back on the show? You back on the show, Big Cat? I want to hear what this nigga saying.
I don't give a fuck, man. Y'all motherfuckers talking some. Be honest, it's fucking pussy shit. It's no. That's what you would call it. You would call it pussy shit. It's pussy shit. Niggas out here finding excuses for fucking shit that they supposed to be doing regardless. Nigga, that's pussy shit. Nigga, you gotta do it regardless, nigga. So ain't no fucking wording around it, nigga. Y'all motherfuckers done found wording around it, nigga. That's y'all niggas. Y'all niggas found wording around, nigga. Nah, nigga, we don't do that, nigga. We get it done because that's in our blood, nigga. That's in.
All right.
Appreciate that word of encouragement. But like I was saying, they keep
Yeah, we gonna,
these kids doped up, give them advances that they not used to, which is I think the music industry, I think with it, I think you should be a certain age before they turn all that money into the hands of our young youth. And a lot of them are starting off at young kids with this kind of money. You see what I'm
right.
saying? We see of these celebrities, they already be done had a run. We just never saw it. You see what I'm saying? A lot of us never saw it. But when we catch them at they
I got the juice. I got the juice. We talking about Silento now, the kid that made the song "The Nay Day." Now watch me whip. Now watch me whip. That song. He's in jail right now, incarcerated for murder. He killed his own cousin. Allegedly. He allegedly killed his own cousin. But I'm gonna get back to the story, Trace.
All right, go ahead.
Silento was nominated for the Choice R&B Pop Song category at the Teen Choice Awards, and he made a few appearances on different live TV shows like Good Morning America and Live with Kelly. It wasn't just the dance moves that brought Silento the fame and popularity, though. A lot of this to the entertainment, dance, and the music distribution were responsible for the initial buzz around Watch Me. Before the song appeared on Danson's radars, it reached success on Instagram and Vine when Camille Moussard, who was head of video at TuneCore,
Hit that like
spotted it
button,
and brought it
please.
to Danson's attention. It was kind of one was the dance and the influencers of the dance network, and the other one was a song that everybody was eager to listen to, but they just didn't know about it yet. To create the hit, knowing the moves of the 21st century weren't enough, Silento worked with Bolo, the producer, and reached out to him on Instagram. And he spent a couple of weeks making his case to him, as the latter had some reservations about creating the song, but in the end he agreed. For like 2 months, he kept trying to tell me, hey, I got this song. It's going to be a hit record. And I thought it was the craziest idea. For a hit record, it has to be the perfect song, perfect beat, perfect timing, perfect everything. Plus, having the dance come from Atlanta, which is a very young, dance-oriented city, there were a lot of groups dancing to it online, and it spawned so many videos on these apps. Moreover, the song gave a push to other artists such as
Queen James, salute. That song was a big ass song. That song was played in every kid's party. That shit was played in every club. You know what I'm saying? Every wedding. That shit like the new fucking electric slide, nigga. That shit like the new
It really was.
That's a fact. You feel me? That song became so big for that little boy. He was only 16 when that song came out. But I'm gonna get back to the story. I'm sorry, y'all.
as Ayo and Teo to release their songs with a similar vibe. Although none of them had the same potential to be the next craze. Watch Me was said to have grown on people because of the power of online video platforms, specifically hashtags, Vine, and Instagram video. While still being in school and getting famous, Silento said in an interview, after Watch Me blew up, the kids who were always disrespectful to me in school began to show respect and say, "What up?" to me when I would see them in the halls. Fame in high school was a blessing since the music kept me focused on working on my craft as an artist, which is what makes me happy. It was a distraction to any negative energy that'd come my way. And then continued about important lessons he made while being that famous among his peers. I learned that if you put in the work, believe in yourself, and ignore the noise or pressure to stop doing what you're doing and putting in the work, respect success, and happiness will come. I always kept that positive mindset and smiled at everyone at school in the hallways, still saying hi to those who doubted me because there's no reason for any hate out there. I want everyone to win and be happy. However, at the same time, fame at such a young age taught me not to trust anyone, follow through with my word, and live my life the best way I'd want to create for myself. Need to keep going through those hurdles and do what you want to do because at the end of the day, you're in control. While it seems that being successful at a young age can bring a lot of good, it didn't seem to be all roses and sunshine for Silento, because he went through some struggles with mental health and even took a break from performing and composing to focus more on his mental well-being.
So I want to ask y'all, do you think a lot of these people go through so much trauma within the industry itself that it gives them issues mentally, that it
Yes.
actually fucks their heads up mentally?
Mhm.
I see a lot.
I really do.
James, salute, Queen. You already know. Like it gives a lot, and I wish you would come up here, Eve, and give your opinion, because you know you're welcome, more than welcome. Like, do you think that it fucked these kids' heads up? Because a lot of our celebrities go through those type of issues once they get. Look at G Dep. G Dep was just famous. His problem was he couldn't get past some shit he did before he became famous. So he couldn't even be famous and be happy.
Right. Right.
Now this young boy is 16 years old, one of the biggest hits in American history. Had the new wave. I got the juice. Salute. Had the new wave. You know what I'm saying? Shit was popping off for him, and then, well, let's get into it. Let's see what happened to him.
In 2017, the chain of legal issues involving Silento started. The very first episode was when Silento would not leave the UAE, or the United Arab Emirates, due to a business dispute. The grounds of the dispute were that Silento did not show up for the two shows that he had to perform at LA and Abu Dhabi on the 18th of February. As the owner of event organizer Mackie Entertainment, Mackie Taj El Sir Abdul Halim, said, "He didn't show up. I just wanted to get my own money back. I don't want to ruin his reputation." Abdul Halim wanted to recover performance fees, travel, and marketing costs, which were estimated at 300,000 dirhams, or $81,000. The court ruling ordered Silent to pay the said amount of money. On the 20th of February, a travel ban was placed on Silento, and he was commanded to surrender his passport to the court until the money was paid off. A representative of Silento in the Middle East, Jenna Kadum, stated that the allegations were in question, and in fact the promoter himself was guilty of not living up to his end of the deal. Silento did not cancel any shows at all. The rapper only learned of the travel ban against him on Wednesday. There was no comment from Jenna on whether Silento handed in his passport or not. The U.S. Embassy in Abu Dhabi did not comment on. Silento came aware of legal issues early Thursday when he finished his show in a Dubai nightclub. "I can't even leave the UAE, but I'm still in the club." In the late hours of Wednesday, Silento posted a link to his Twitter page encouraging fans to donate to his fundraiser, Free Silento, so that he could return to America again. After that, in 2020, two followed each other. The first one was on August 28th, when Silento was booked in Santa Ana for inflicting corporal injury on a spouse or a cohabitant in a domestic violence incident.
You see how that shit just start to spiral out of control? How they lives just start to just immediately spiral. It's just like, we all go through shit. You know what I'm saying? But when shit happen back to back to back to back to back, you just like, what the fuck?
It makes me think that he wasn't willing to be down with something. So they had to do something to get him out of that industry.
So you think they started playing with his mind on purpose?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shakira, Augusto, salute, Queen. Tell the baby, get a baby my love.
Because old dude from that movie that just got, like, what did he get, like 100 years or something like that, that young boy? That was in the movie. I think he had did something with Holly Berry, but he was a young dude, a young black dude. And
Yeah. I remember. I know exactly what you're
that
talking about.
movie, yeah, that movie popped off, and he was big, so he just started doing stuff just because he felt like he could, you know.
It's crazy. It's always they fun to death. That's crazy. I'm gonna get back to the story.
He was charged with a felony and posted bond, but was released on the same day. After that, things got a bit weird because the internet, specifically Twitter, suggested that Silent-To's girlfriend allegedly leaked very private photos of Silent-To's behind that many users found disturbing. Supposedly, after that incident, the very next day, Silent-To was wandering the streets wielding a hatchet, and he walked into a random home looking for his girlfriend. Homeowners with their children were present the moment Silent-To walked in and were terrified. But one of the homeowners had a gun.
I've fallen.
You could have used my truck.
Somebody could have gave that baby some bad dope.
Silent-To. Luckily, nobody was harmed. In a few moments, Silent-To's friend came to the house and informed the rapper that he was at the wrong place. So together they took off. But LAPD officers chased Silent-To a block from his home and booked him and charged him with 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. He was taken into custody and posted bail of $105,000. In 2 months, Silent-To was arrested again. But
Shakira, you know you wrong for that shit. She gonna say his new jailhouse name is Stiletto. You gonna make me fucking choke away. You fucking crazy. Hey, Sister True, I heard you said that somebody gonna give that baby some dope or something.
Yeah, somebody probably gave that baby some bad dope, and he went on a bad trip.
Yeah, he's walking around with a hatchet,
Cause
running up in people's houses.
Just to spaz out like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Something ain't right.
I could work around all that.
Hey, Trace, you talking to us or you talking to your cousin, Trace?
Oh, my bad. Let me mute up. My bad.
Yeah. I'm going to get back to the story.
this time it was for speeding in DeKalb County, Georgia. He was pulled over by a police officer at 3 a.m. for driving at 143 miles per hour. From his white BMW, Silent-To insisted that he didn't break any laws and stated that, firstly, he was driving at such a speed because he didn't want to be chased by fans. And second, if there are like 10 cars following me, I can do 143 because I'm not a regular person. And you could go and look on your computer and it would tell you that. But
He definitely was on some dope.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, he had some bad dope. He got a hold of some bad dope.
He was doing 140. He was doing the dashboard plus.
Right.
He was doing the dashboard plus. And then the police pulled him over. He told the police, look, I wasn't doing nothing wrong. Plus, I'm a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
And if I got people following me, I can do 143.
Mm-hmm. Make that make sense.
Wow. He should have just stayed doing the nay because he can't whip. I'm sorry.
Silent-To was arrested again and held at DeKalb County, where he was informed of several charges and was later released on bond. The charges included speeding, reckless driving, failure to maintain the lane, and improper stopping. It was January 21st when police officers responded to the call in the residential area in DeKalb County, Georgia. The witnesses said something about hearing gunshots. scene, they found Frederick Roots bleeding on the street, shot in the leg. In no time, pronounced dead. Detectives who arrived at the scene gathered videos in the neighborhood, which showed several cars that were moving away from the crime scene. Also, those videos captured at least one gunshot. Near the body, detectives found 8 bullet casings. At that moment, it wasn't clear who was the main suspect and what was the motive of the crime. But soon after, police determined the suspect probably committed the crime. It remained unclear how police found out that it was Silento. On the police department's Twitter page appeared an announcement. On January 21st, the DeKalb County Police Department investigated Rook's death after he was found shot on Deep Shoals Circle. Hawk is in DeKalb County Jail charged with murder. After he was arrested, his publicist, Chanel Hudson, published.
That's deep. When they say he shot his cousin in the face and in the body, and it was 8 shell casings out. That was over money, Sister True. I know we don't know. We just speculate.
I think that, you know what I mean, that baby done got a hold to some bad dope and just been on a serious trip. I mean, they should have known that just from the beginning stages. You know what I'm saying? Like the first incident. Mainly was it whichever one, was it the first or the second, where he was at the wrong person's house with a machete? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody should have evaluated him then.
Right. Damn. That's crazy. Damn. I mean, the shit just crazy. I mean, to kill your cousin.
Yeah.
Like, even if it was bad dope, I mean, what the fuck?
Look, a childhood friend of mine's niece. I don't know what she got a hold of when we were younger, but she still ain't right to this day. Whatever it is, and I said, when I mean she done some wild, crazy stuff. Like, you know what I mean? She done attempted to kill her parents and that type of stuff, but you know, it was already on record. They took her and, you know what I mean, got her evaluated because they knew it had to be something in the drugs.
Right.
And she ain't been back to her normal self yet. And she was extremely young, like she was a minor.
Crazy. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, you know, way back then they had stuff that was putting people on bad trips. Now they got stuff that just completely taking them out.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. For real. This young man, this is crazy. It's crazy.
The following statement on his Instagram page. Please send my client Silento some positive vibration. Over the past several years, we will continue in his efforts of treatment, but we ask in the meantime that the public uplift him in immediate prayer and positive energy. Ricky's a beautiful soul, and we hope that the same people who came up whipping and nay continue to support him and be lifted in prayer. God bless. In the description, she expressed her hopes that this situation would pass, as well as all previous ones. Chanel Hudson asserted that she had a very close relationship with her client, Ricky. She said that she was well aware of his mental health issues, specifically his struggles with anxiety and depression. Her satisfaction, Silento was not consistent about getting better and resolving those problems.
That's crazy right there. He was suffering from depression and everything. That's crazy.
Oh, so listen, one of my son's childhood friends, and you know what I mean? This little boy had been in my house several times. His mom was a schizophrenic. They knew one of the children was going to end up being schizophrenic, but they didn't know which one. His didn't kick in until he started smoking weed. He had a really, really bad trip, and he actually sliced his own throat. So some people could have, you know what I mean, some mental health issues, and something as little as weed can bring it on.
That's a fact. That's a fact. It's sad. It's sad that she knew he was going through that and he didn't get him no help. That's
Right.
what's sad. That
Hmm.
people knew he was going through mental health issues and didn't get that little boy no help.
Well, I mean,
Because they too worried about getting that money.
that's it. There you go. There you
They
go.
worried
There you
about
go.
getting that money. They're really
And
not worried about these artists' well-being or mental health or none of that. It's, you know what I mean? It's just all about the money.
that's a fact. Kenny, salute.
Chanel said that she believed that the case against her client was based on some evidence, and she stated that the justice system would decide Silento's fate. No matter what his charges are, he's a human being, and it doesn't cost anything to pray for him and his family or send him positive vibrations. I hope people continue to have a little empathy. Hudson added at the time, former legal guardians and Ricky's attorney were assembling his criminal defense team, and the lawyer was constantly in touch with Silento in jail. Moreover, Chanel Hudson explained that in the last couple of years, presumably from the appearance of the first legal problem, she was trying to humanize Silento. She said that in May of 2019, she booked him on the daytime talk show The Doctors, where Silento got the chance to talk extensively about having mental issues. That wasn't a situation where he just showed up and sat down for 30 minutes. He did a psychological evaluation ahead of time. It was a 4 or 5 day process. While being on the show, Silento explained that he was already born with marijuana, cocaine, and heroin in his system. He mentioned his struggles with anxiety and depression and said that it was highly likely that he was prescribed ADHD medication by mistake. I don't know if these demons will ever go away. Chanel also pointed out the fact that Ricky was suffering from depression wasn't based on him being a failure. Quite the opposite, Silento was traveling around the globe, frequently performing, and making constant appearances on various children's television shows and programs. But when the pandemic took over, Silento broke to pieces and allegedly attempted suicide at the beginning of 2020. But unfortunately, nobody was really paying too much attention to what was happening to him. And after that suicide attempt, Silento showed some signs of destructive behavior and was arrested 3 times, each one getting more attention than the last. Despite that, bond on the current case was denied. Chanel Hudson stated that she planned to continue supporting Ricky because he supported her as well when she needed that. I will not turn my back on him. I bet in some way, shape, or form, he's writing about his experience. On February 1st, Silento was charged with malice murder and felony murder. In a few months, Silento was booked into an Illinois jail on 1 count of murder. At the court hearing on June 9th, the judge looked over his mental health history and stated that he was a danger to society. Prosecutors on the cases stated that Ricky's grandparents wished their grandkid would stay in prison to prevent him from being a threat to himself and other people. And on August 3rd, he was indicted on charges of malice murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm while committing a felony. His trial is yet to begin, and he has not yet taken any guilty plea. But it's one shocking turn of events that the man who created one of the biggest children's songs of the last decade is now facing a life in prison at the young age of 24.
I'm wondering why they would recommend he stay in prison
If you
instead of in a mental institution. Like that don't make no sense to me.
so my question, right? So the question is it mental health or is it the fame that he couldn't handle?
I think it's mental health.
So you don't think it was the fame? You don't think these kids
Mm-mm.
become too famous? Because you gotta remember, it's not like he's not a Chris Brown. He didn't climb his way up into fame. He had a
Right.
one
He
hit
just blew.
that pushed
Hmm.
him straight to the top. You know what I'm saying? Straight to the
Right.
top. It was
It
adults,
could be a combination of
children.
both, though.
Right.
If he was already dealing with mental health issues, and then you become this famous person, so now you get all this extra attention. That was probably something he wasn't used to. So it could be a combination of both of them. It's sad though. But yeah, I think it all stems from his mental health.
Like they said, he tried to kill himself before he even was arrested. One time, they said he tried to
Right.
kill himself, tried to commit suicide, then was arrested 3 times after that. Each arrest being worse than the
And,
last.
and then you
Ended
heard
up
them
with the
say
murder
he
of his
mentioned something
cousin.
about his demons. We don't know what type of demons that little boy had on him. It's
Antonio
sad.
Anthony, salute. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So
And
you
that's
think
why
it was
everybody
mental
should
health?
see, just because you have a lot of money, that don't mean you gonna have a whole bunch of happiness.
That's a
Money don't
fact.
bring you happiness.
I just showed you 2 cases of 2
Right.
guys. G Dep, he had money. He made millions of dollars with Puff Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Well, he signed for 350,000, but he made money off of tours and shit like that. But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? That money didn't make him happy. He was
Mm-mm.
richer than he ever been in his whole life, and he still turned himself in for a murder that he committed 17 years prior that he got away with. That he would have
Right.
still been getting away with right now today had he not walked into the police station and told them that, you know what I'm saying, he committed this murder.
Ladies
You know,
and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, getting this message right here. Stop doing drugs to the point where it make you go confess crimes. It's not cool. You know, I know the streets done died and everything, and it's been dead for a little bit, but you still got a little sanity and dignity. If you wait 17 years to tell about a crime, you are a snitch. I mean, other people have
Don't
different
say that.
opinions. Other people had different opinions. I'm a rock with it. 'Cause I respect my family, but use a
Trace is
popo
such
home.
a fucking gangster, bro.
Yeah,
You're such a gangster, my
yeah,
nigga. That's all.
So
yeah.
this story also reminds me of the rapper that was a part of that show that Diddy had, where he sent them to walk and get the cheesecake.
Yeah.
And
Making the
that one rapper, he came out and spoke. He told some stuff, but
Dalai said he couldn't handle it.
I don't think he told it all,
Yeah.
because he even was experiencing thoughts
But a couple
of
of them, Long,
suicide.
Frederick, Chopper, all 3 of them, none of them can handle the success, fame. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Babs, all of them, that whole band was under too much pressure. It was, you know what I'm saying? And it made it look like they was making money because they was getting like 10,000 a piece each show. And it made it look, but Puppy was taking that money back because they was
Yep.
living in his house for free. He was feeding them, all them expenses he was getting their ass.
Wherever he took them, they had to pay for it. But
That's a fact.
I believe something else happened,
Yeah,
especially for
probably
that
so.
one to really try to you know what I mean? Like he contemplated taking himself out.
Mm-hmm.
And he spoke on it.
You talk about Fredro.
Is that who it is?
Yeah, Fredro. That's the little nigga that came out recently talking about P. Diddy.
Right, the one that was out of Florida.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
And it couldn't, I mean, it could be something that they seen.
Yeah, but I'm saying they can be exposed to shit that fuck they head up. We don't listen. When you on
Even Usher said when he was young, he seen stuff that he never should have been witness to when he was that age. What could that have been?
Right. So, but just imagine when you get inside a different type of tax bracket, you start to be exposed to shit that you didn't even think was real. You know what I mean? So when you get inside, when the more money you make, the more shit you exposed to. The more you work to them, the more that they will expose to you. And if you can keep a secret, George Whitney, salute. If you can keep a secret, you know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers will expose the secrets of the world to you.
All right. They'll
You know what I'm
expose it
saying?
all to you.
They'll expose the secrets of the world. And a lot of motherfuckers can't handle just a peek through the door, let alone walking through the door and lounging in the room. You know, a lot of these motherfuckers can't even stand peeking through the window. You know what I'm saying? Then once they
I
get
got
into
the
the house,
juice.
it's too much.
Supposedly it was it's supposed to be in Kim Porter's book that they said is going to be released regardless that she's deceased or not. They're releasing that book. But who's ever writing the book released some information as far as how Diddy, and I'm gonna say allegedly, how Usher's mom confronted Diddy because Usher had to he ended up being in the hospital from being sodomized.
Who was sodomized? True. I missed that whole shit. My
Usher,
bad.
Usher,
Oh, by who? Pete? Oh, what?
yeah, yeah, said Usher's mother confronted Diddy
Bow Wow too.
allegedly
The boys are all fight.
because
Yeah.
he sodomized that boy and that boy ended up in the hospital.
That's what the Hollywood niggas do, man. They be trying to get on the community about shit. They be doing that same shit from Hollywood motherfuckers, man.
And when you think about
That's
it, it don't
crazy.
seem far-fetched because of what the guy from the B2K came out and was saying.
Yeah. Orlando Brown, all them was sodomized as kids. You know what
And
I'm saying?
allegedly, that's where Usher supposedly got the herpes from.
Oh my God! Like y'all know too much.
Yeah. Now that
Because
was new, right?
his kid's mom admitted that he gave her something that she couldn't get rid of.
Who kid's mom? Usher or Diddy?
Diddy's. Kim, you know the one that passed.
Kim. That's why he. Is that why? Oh my God! Is that why she was killed?
Exactly.
Oh my God! She started releasing secrets because
No,
you know
she
when you
was
start
writing. She was writing a tell-all
a
book.
tell-all story.
Yep, she was writing a
Oh
tell-all
my
book.
God! That's why Usher said you don't have to call. It's okay, girl. Because
You know
I'm gonna
what?
be alright
You know
tonight.
what? You know what, Black? You know what, Black to the
Listen,
pig?
sister Screw, you laughing, right? But who woke him up in that video? Wasn't it Diddy? Then Diddy wake him up
I'm
and
gonna have
told
to
him,
go
"Look,
back
get up.
to. I'm gonna have to go back and watch
Don't
it.
worry about that. You gotta
That's
get
right.
yourself together."
Listen. Check it out, right? If I show you 13 songs from the 90s to the early 2000s where they was talking about where they was racial subliminally talking about targeting young girls, right?
Right.
You wouldn't believe it.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And it started with I'm gonna tell you who it started with, and a lot of people might not gonna like what I'm gonna say. Shout out to Charleston White. He was the first one that came up with the shit, right? And I didn't think of it then, but now that I'm grown, I look at the song and I'm listening to the words. LL Cool J was like one of the first motherfuckers to get away with these type of lyrics, right? And a lot of people gonna ask me like, well, why would you point LL out, right? He has a song called what's the name of that shit? Let me look. Where he was talking about Shorty, she had a big ass and shit like that. Shorty got a big old butt. Yeah, like when he made that song right there, he was 24 at the time. And if you listen to the lyrics, he was talking about pulling up to a high school to pick up young girls. He was 24 when he made that song.
Hmm.
And if a lot of people didn't listen to it carefully, people would have thought LL was younger when he made. No, he was actually 24 years old when he made the lyrics. Then he made a verse that goes a little something like, he pulls up to the high school. He felt like a kid at the candy store. Like, that's how crazy and subliminal these lyrics,
Yeah, they put it in our
and
face.
I should have took for some.
Yep, they put it right in your face.
And to me.
right. You know what I'm saying? So
That shit crazy. Like,
Oh yeah, Gene did. He did
yeah,
speak on it.
I
He
remember
did
Big
speak
Gene
on
was
it.
talking about it too. But I
Hmm
just didn't know it was that. Like, I didn't really dive into. You know what I'm saying? Because the stories I heard Big Gene telling was basically, being bodyguard for Diddy and the Tupac and Biggie murders and shit like
Did you
that.
hear
He was
about the butt
involved with a lot of that.
plugs?
Nah,
Did
I
you hear
didn't
about
hear
the
about
butt
that.
plugs?
Nah, I didn't
And
hear about that.
Diddy and Ja Rule coming out the hotel room just with a towel on, allegedly.
Nah, television programming.
well,
Nah,
they say that well,
man,
according to the history, Sister True, according to the history, Sister True, R. Kelly ain't the
Man,
only
I don't
one
respect none of that
that
allegedly
got fucked up.
bullshit, nigga. You bitch ass
He's
bitch.
not.
Hey, yo,
He's
come
not.
on, man, come on, man.
Straight up,
Hey,
nigga. On
listen,
nigga,
according
nigga.
to the history,
You pussy
according to
asshole.
the history, hey,
You ain't
Black,
saying shit.
mute him,
Stop cool.
mute him. Uh, according to the history, R. Kelly is not the only one that was sodomizing little girls either. Because at the
No, he
time,
wasn't.
I don't know if y'all know it or not. Jay Z in his prime was fucking Foxy at the age of 14.
Yet.
Oh, I know. We know. We all know that. We all know that. We all know.
He was a grown man then. See, when we start
They
with
said
the
allegedly Jay Z was fucking Aaliyah before WishCon was.
Dame.
that's
Yeah.
why him
Before
and
Dame
Dame, that's
Dash
why him
was.
and Dame fell out. Yeah, him and Dame fell out behind Leah.
So did anyone know that Diddy had some transgenders in Biggie's videos?
Yeah. I heard
Okay.
about that. I heard about that.
Hmm
I heard about that. I heard she was, and
hmm
that transgender was in a couple of different videos too.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. All them niggas, man. And then magically, him and R. Kelly come out with the shit, the best of both worlds. Yeah, I bet so. Both of y'all got a fucked up world on the low. You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all worlds is fucked up on the low. Y'all shit is fucking trash, nigga. And I love Jay Z.
Shakira.
I love R. Kelly.
Shakira.
But
I'm sorry. Shakira. He
despite
had the dildo in the bed when Kevin Hart was interviewing him when that girl's hair caught on fire.
He said, "Jaffa, Jaffa."
Yeah, he had to he wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. No, let me tell y'all the story. So G said he went shopping with Diddy. They went to a toy store, right? He said in that toy store, Diddy was doing his shopping and everything, and you know what I mean? He said he don't know what made him look where Diddy had just left from putting a whole bunch of stuff in the brown bag. So he said he went past there, he was like,
What?
butt plugs, man. What you gonna do with the butt plugs? He said Diddy was like, man, can I do my
Let me
shopping
call
in
them.
peace? So they left and they got on a plane and they ended up going somewhere. He said that first he didn't say the rapper's name, he just said a rapper. Then he just went ahead and put it out there. It was like Ja Rule was in the room with a female. I don't know if it was one or two females, but said Ja Rule's cousin came banging on the door trying to get in, causing a ruckus. Ja Rule and Diddy ran out the room with just a towel on, and Ja Rule supposedly told his cousin, like, nah, man, you don't want to come in here. There's some real freaky shit going on. You don't even want to come in here.
I
damn,
damn fuck sure don't.
I mean, I heard about a lot of shit, but
For
I don't break
fire.
things. Think about Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was a damn raped all these goddamn women,
That's
but
crazy. Like
damn,
it's crazy how that homosexual shit get involved, bro.
bitches were
Like
like,
It is.
really,
Yep.
like I don't understand what is it about having a secret
really got in
society that
trouble.
can't be part of it. Like homosexuality got to be part of.
Because they know for a black man, that's the only thing that would destroy their manhood, their image, and all of that is to get caught or to be doing something with
And you know what? That's
another
true because
man.
I see a lot of homosexual Caucasians are comfortable. They
Okay.
comfortable when they spin. They comfortable when they close. They comfortable when they walk down the street. They comfortable. It's a lot of gays that's always looking over their shoulder. A lot of black gays, a lot of
Yep.
African American gays.
Mhm.
It's always looking over their shoulder. Don't know where their attack is gonna come from.
And you think about it, even back in the slavery days or whatever, what them slave masters was doing to them black men slaves and making their wives watch. That's the masculate them men.
Word, that's crazy. So it seems like it's been homosexuality, and we got involved. Who got involved? Who the fuck? Hold up, man. You got see. Sometimes, like
I
man,
think he talking about black men. Hopefully, that's what he talking about.
it seems like it's been homosexual, and we got involved. Oh, I
Mhm.
hope you talking about as a culture, as a race. Because I ain't never got involved.
I know
At
that's right,
fuck
Black
all.
to the B.
Yeah, it's not for me. Not knocking these. Like I said, I got 2 gay brothers, and I love my brothers to death. I go outside and fight with them, but
But
I
you
want
know they say they get them at them parties. It can either be something they put in a drink, allegedly, or something they put in a weed. And they will be passed out. And when they get up the next day, they butt be hurting. If they ain't busted open and bleeding. And then soon as they don't want to do, they show them the tape. Like, yeah, so do you want us to put this out?
wow, that's crazy.
So a lot of them men they didn't start out giving it up voluntarily. It was taken.
That is crazy. It says Morris allegedly likes chestnuts also. Straight niggas got involved. Straight niggas got involved. Got involved with the homo. No, they didn't. If they got involved, they were curious, and they got involved voluntarily.
Or they was set up and it was taken.
Yeah, but if but then you got to say something. Me either, like
What
that's a
man
fact.
is really gonna come out like for real?
It's
For
all
real,
good, man. I
honestly.
got you, my nigga.
I don't know what man will feel comfortable coming out to the world saying that he was, y'all
Terry
know, the
Crews.
R
Terry
word
Crews. Terry Crews.
by another man.
Terry Crews.
I don't know. He just always seemed a little sweet to
Ever
me.
since he did Damon, see Damon
Allegedly.
fucked him up. Damon
Yeah.
fucked him up because after Damon, all his roles been type gay. He been dancing,
And that
beating his chest,
the white
pop locking
chicks.
his
Yeah, that
and
white
white
chicks part that
Yeah,
movie. Yeah.
Damon and white chicks. See, Damon came before white chicks, right? So he did Friday before he did the white chicks thing, right? But once he did Friday, and he was talking about
yeah.
that Tupac, ooh, sexy as hell,
Yeah.
all that. After that,
Yeah.
it was over for him because all his roles been that type of, you know what I'm saying? He been pumping his chest back and forth, even his commercials. He got
But y'all didn't think he seemed a little feminine? Like he had a
that's
little bit
what
of sugar?
I mean. He seemed feminine because that's how Hollywood made him seem. That's how Hollywood presented him to us.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? They didn't present him as a action hero, strong, beat niggas up type. Do you know what I'm saying? He was some old gay nigga from jail.
Even the young boy that
Then in the next
played
movie, he
in
was
Big
in love
Mama
with this
2.
white nigga. What you said?
I said even like that young man that played in what was it, Big Mama 2. I just watched his interview last week and he was talking about how, you know, once he put that dress on, it ruined his whole life.
It ruins your career.
Yeah.
It ruins your career. Dave Chappelle talked about
that
put the dress on in a movie. You know what I'm saying? How they tried to get him to wear a dress. You know what I'm saying? In a movie, and he refused to wear the dress.
And then what they said about him, oh, he crazy because see, they thought he was gonna start talking. So they had to put
Uh-huh.
that out there that he's crazy first, so wouldn't nobody like they doing Kanye.
That's a
So wouldn't
fact.
nobody believe nothing that's really coming out of his mouth. Oh, he's crazy. He need his meds. You know this, that, and the third. So it's questioned. Just like what's that little dude that was in Major Pain? He's been
The
Orlando.
little dude in
He
Lena
Orlando.
Wayne's
He's been
was in
doing
major pain.
interviews and stuff too.
Oh, yeah,
He's been in the industry
yeah,
since he was
yeah.
like 5.
That's a fact.
Yep.
That little boy, yep.
And look at him now.
Conspiracy theorist. I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. There's certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down. Like, well, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here.
Check out Oprah's demeanor. Watch her demeanor. She
They come
knows
in.
what's going on. Watch her demeanor.
The writer comes in. I think the writer's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on. Martin's a prostitute. Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. The pressure comes in. Huh. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? This is, oh gosh, that's so difficult. They leave. Now the producers comes, come on, David, would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, you know, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later. The whole scene, damn, how did you write the scene so fast? You know, it's like, so you got to take a stand.
That's crazy, man. Like he said they already had another bit written up for him, whether he would was gonna wear the dress or not. They already had whole nother scene written out, but they was gonna try to convince him to wear that dress because it would have been funny to them. Oh, it's hilarious.
Because all the others have put that dress on.
Because all the greats have done it.
Yep.
He said, well, then if all the greats have done it, then that shit should be tired now. You know, let's go to another bit. They still trying to convince him. Why you don't want to wear the dress, Dave? Because I don't want to fucking put on the dress. I don't feel comfortable with a dress. There's other ways.
So many of them in the industry have been comfortable with putting on a dress.
That's why you got to be willing to change the trend. Yeah, you can't. You got to be willing to change the trend. You got tradition. You got to be willing to change tradition. And tradition is all of us being up there and looking like fools and being laughed at.
Because I didn't know Kevin Hart had put a dress on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I seen it, but I didn't know.
Dwayne Johnson, fucking like all of them. You know what I'm saying? They done had the Rock on wore dress. Like all of them done wore one.
Now I'm waiting, and I'm really, really waiting because so far I haven't heard any smut come out about 50 Cent. Now I know in his beef with Ja Rule or whatever, they were saying that he was gay.
It's
But I
crazy.
haven't really heard as
Ja
much,
Rule was
you know
gay?
what I mean, that 50 was allegedly, but that could be a person saying that because they were beefing.
I mean,
You know what I
any
mean?
man that like the asshole getting played with, this is my opinion. My opinion. Any man that enjoys the asshole being played with is a little suspect to me.
Yeah, me
So when
too.
Vivica Fox came out and said 50 Cent like to get his ass ate, and you got Kim Kardashian saying Kanye like to get his ass played with, and all that shit is suspect to me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can consider it freaky. I don't consider that freaky.
No, that ain't. That's nasty.
You know what I'm saying?
That's nasty.
These niggas running around here looking for a dirty wash.
Mm,
Somebody to put their tongue in their ass. Like,
right.
you niggas is suspect.
But honestly, I
never,
believe everyone in the industry, whether it's Hollywood, whether it's the music industry, whether it's sports, I believe all of them dibble and dabble.
absolutely. Absolutely. The only sports I can respect as far as you don't have to worry about suspect is the female basketball.
Because you already know what they no. No. Ooh, no. I had to tell you that story when we get offline, but yeah, it's their it's a part of their goal to make them players studs. Once they become a part of that allegedly a part of that industry, that basketball stuff. Yeah. You ever wonder why a lot
Hey,
of them
salute.
You ever wonder
What'd you
why a
say?
lot of them got a lot of men tendencies, like they come off like they studs?
Right.
A lot of them female, yeah, a lot of them female basketball players.
Kenny said Kenny's shot was on his back, legs cocked up in the air. Oh, Shakira and them, they down there be talking they shit.
And it was somebody else that ended up on
Said,
that did an
Faith
interview on
and
Mad Papa
Biggie
that said he seen some things in the studio with some New York rappers.
Oh, Mad Papa?
No, it was somebody that did an interview on his show.
Oh,
I can't think of his name.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy right there. Yeah.
I don't believe none of them that's big has gotten that big without doing something that they know good and hell damn well that they shouldn't be doing. And some of them just so happen to like it, so they continue to do it.
So mental health issues, you don't have to be born with them. You can develop those during your lifetime.
Well, like I said, the little boy's mom was schizophrenic. And they thought because I think she had like 8 or 9 kids. And they thought that maybe one of them would probably, have it. And yeah, it took him like he once he started smoking weed, that triggered it. It triggered it. And
yeah, I know some people that done tried acid, never came back. I know some kids that don't smoke K2 and just as dumb as a fucking doorbell right now. I never understood that shit. That hallucinogen. I don't even like feeling off balance. That's why I don't drink liquor like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a shot, 2 shots, and I'm good for the night. I don't
that's why I
understand
don't
my
smoke weed. I don't like
see?
feeling high. I don't like feeling high. I
Yeah,
don't like being
I don't
high.
mind being high.
Yeah.
I like looking above, looking down on you motherfuckers, saying, look at these little humans. I'm God up here. You's a fucking human. Look at y'all. Down there stumbling and bumbling. Don't know where the fuck you coming or going.
I don't know. To me, I think everybody that smoke weed be looking stupid. I think they look, you know what I mean? Because they
Sister
had that
True,
like.
watch your damn mouth up here, Sister True.
No, I'm just saying they have that. They have that. It's a certain look that be on their
that
face.
stuck look on.
Yes.
That's that stuck look. Like they
Right.
stuck. Like they don't know where the fuck they going.
Cause
I know, I get it. I know,
told him,
I know the
I
look.
asked my son, I said, why do you like just sitting around looking stupid? He was like, Mom, I know you didn't call me stupid. No, I'm not calling you stupid. That's the
Yes,
only
you
thing
was.
I could come up with the expression on your face. Like, you know what I mean? It just looked like.
You called them dumb as hell. That's what you called them. Yeah,
What?
that's
That's
what
how
you
they
called
be
them.
looking. You know what I mean? That's how they really be looking for real. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
what was that you said? Because I'm at to tell him, no, I didn't mean to say stupid. What was it you said? They be looking what? Confused.
Stuck.
They be looking
Stuck.
stuck. Okay. I'm at to tell him that.
Stuck.
Like you, so you just want to sit around and look stuck.
Salute, Queen. Word up. What Monique say? Monique said, you know, they've been cloning motherfuckers too. Yeah, they've been
doing
cloning.
that.
Yeah. This world is nothing like the world we was born in. Is you fucking kidding me?
It was. We just didn't have as much access to it, and they just wasn't putting it in our face because a lot of them musicians went through this. Right, went through the same shit. A lot of these newer generation is going through, but we didn't have so much access to it. People wasn't coming out talking about it. And then you think about it, back then, that was that, what was it, sex and rock and roll, and you know what I'm saying? So it was just a lot of freaky sex going on back then anyway. Stop it, Mocha.
Yeah, that's the fact.
Yeah, so you know, it just wasn't.
Killing me with this slash red heart shaped face slash cucumber slash heart
Get
face emoji eyes slash eggplant wet. What the fuck? Pup Pavlo, that definitely Pup Pavlo, Daryl. Word up. I appreciate you, sister.
this world is just, yeah, it's different. So I know y'all heard about Ricky Smiley's son. If you
yeah, rest in peace to Ricky Smiley's son, yo.
You want to know what's crazy? Because I got a picture with him, and it was just like 3 days
ago. With the son
ago.
or Ricky Smiley?
No, with Brandon.
With the son, right.
Yeah.
Was he a comedian too, or he was just?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a comedian, and I was going through my phone, and for some reason, like out of all the pictures that I got in my phone, like that was the first one that popped up.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? And then to hear about his passing, I was just like, wow, that is so sad, because when I met him, he seemed like a real down-to-earth, respectable young man.
Right.
And it's crazy because he's my son's age. But don't nobody know the cause of death yet. I mean, I think we're losing more people now than we did when I was, you know what I mean? When I was coming up.
Since 2020, the death toll has been humongous. I've never seen death like this in my life. And I expect that as we get older, the more death we will see because of just old age period, right? We know we'll start to see our great aunts and you know, parents and grandparents and all that shit pass on. But I've been seeing a lot of younger ones, you know what I'm saying, dying, like the nephews and the nieces and the granddaughters and the grandsons and I'm like, God damn, like this shit is crazy.
You know, a lot of their parents is burying their children. And that's crazy.
Word up.
I think I hear more about celebrity deaths than I do about actual normal people's death.
Word.
It seems like every month a celebrity is passing away.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
ain't trying nothing fake. I don't want no fake weed, nothing fake.
Yeah, you got to
Nothing
be
fake.
careful who you getting. You know what I mean? Like who you getting your stuff from. Like I said, I'm currently in Ohio
Right.
right
So
now.
they told me because I'm lonely that they gonna bring me a fake doll. I said I'm gonna come at you. Yeah, I'm gonna catch a domestic charge on that bitch. I'm going to jail.
I know that's
Beat,
right.
I'm gonna beat that bitch up as soon as you put that bitch on my door.
But
You
we
get that
done had
fake doll out of here.
a lot of crackheads. Well, I ain't gonna call them crackheads. A lot of people that's on crack
You can
in
call them what you
Ohio
think. They crackheads.
have been passing because they, you know what I mean, they getting a hold of that crack with that fentanyl in it.
Yo, ain't crazy. Yeah. Nah, listen. I
So all my weed smokers out there, because they putting it in weed too, I'm gonna need y'all to be extra careful.
are you talking
Uh,
about that fentanyl?
yeah, y'all don't roll
That's
nothing, don't
crazy.
smoke
Like,
nothing.
why
Y'all
the
ain't
fuck
seen the
would they
roll.
do that though? Why the fuck would you put fentanyl in marijuana? Marijuana ain't that type of drug. The niggas that
They're
smoke
supposedly
marijuana,
soaking it in it.
bro, anybody that's smoking marijuana do not want to get that type of high. That's not the
Right,
high we looking for. We don't
right.
want fentanyl, hallucination, doped up. Can't. Nah, we don't want that type of high. I don't know who the fuck y'all trying to turn out, but please cut it the fuck. Leave the marijuana alone.
Mm.
Leave the shit alone.
Yeah, it's in the marijuana, it's in the crack, it's in the cocaine.
Damn,
Like they
like
they
leave the
just putting
fucking
it in
marijuana. I don't want
everything.
to smoke no fucking fentanyl. I don't want that feeling. Like you gonna fuck up smoking weed for me too? Like, come on, that y'all just ridiculous.
Oh
You
yeah,
was a
it's fucked up. It's now officially fucked up.
you was a bunch of fucking scumbags, bro. Every last one of you motherfuckers that ain't got no plans but to destroy the fucking earth and destroy the people that's on the earth that got plans on destroying God's people. Fuck y'all.
They
And
don't
don't
give a
suck
fuck
my
about
dick.
no people.
If you
They
can
just
suck
want
my
that
dick,
money.
not mine.
Yeah, they just want that money. They don't care nothing about the people. They just want the money. And that's so sad. Because like you said, a person wants some weed to get a
Nah, who
little
don't like you,
buzz.
Hank? I don't think nobody. I think everybody in here like you. What is you talking about, Hank? Said drink it on Monday night. One Hank said, I'm trying to catch up to what's going on in this bitch. Cause Hank said you don't have to like me, but you can't send it back. Now I don't know
You
what
right,
Hank talking.
Shakira. You is so right. You is so right. They have
I
no
ain't
say
never
so
did
on who
smoke.
they got who gonna go.
So
All
have
they
you ever
know is when
smoked
they going.
before, Sister True?
Me? Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I used to smoke.
you used to smoke. Have you ever done anything harder than that?
No. Because I
No,
wasn't, you know what I mean? I didn't know. I didn't even really smoke weed on the regular.
I tried.
I've
I tried.
never liked the feeling of being high. And for some reason, whenever I smoke weed, it increases my body temperature and like sweat will literally just run down off of me and I can't have no clothes on.
So my mom said that she smoked weed one time and lost her legs. Yet
I ain't
she
gonna
was
tell
running.
y'all my experience, but
Yes.
yeah, okay, I'm gonna tell it to you.
She said
Just
she
get a good
lost her
laugh.
legs. She said she was run, but yet she was running around the house telling people she lost her legs, and they like, motherfucker, how you running from room to room, telling people like, bitch, whatever you was smoking, they thought she was smoking
Don't do
crack.
right.
You
Don't do
feel
that no more. Right.
me?
So me and my girls, we was at the pool hall, and me trying to be grown because they was smoking or whatever. I hit the weed, and like I said, I don't know what it is, but I
Hit the like
instantly
button,
get
please.
get hot, like my body overheats. So now I done pulled in my driveway. I got my shirt on. I got my shoes on and I got a thong trying to get my key in my door to get in my house. I don't know how my pants got off, but they was in my truck. But yeah, I came out of the pants, so I went in the house and I always kept like a chocolate bar or something in the refrigerator. And I'm literally like with the refrigerator open, chocolate in my hand, I'm eating the chocolate candy bar, but I see the chocolate crumbs like falling to the floor. So it was like I was outside of myself, watching myself eat this candy bar and dropping crumbs on the floor. I was like, yeah, that ain't for me. Mm-mm.
Yeah, man. I mean,
And
I
that
don't
was
try.
back in the day before they had all these different types of weed.
Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah, it was weed because me and my friend we rolled it. It was weed.
I don't try pills before. I don't try ecstasy. I don't try ecstasy, and I don't try Molly. But that's it for me. I haven't never tried no hard drugs. Like,
Yeah, I haven't either.
but a Percocet. I've had a Percocet before, but only when I'm in pain.
Yeah,
Yeah, but other than
but
that,
they say because I've had those before because I had a chronic pain disorder.
right.
I didn't understand how people was getting high off of the pain medication, right? Because
Uh-huh.
I never felt high, and actually once I was on it for too long, it no longer helped with my pain. So
Right, right.
you know what I mean? I used to ask my neurologist,
I know
how
how they
is
get
people
high off
getting
the motherfucker.
high? How are they
I
getting
know
high?
how
And
they get high.
he said if they don't have no pain for it to attack, then it's
To
just
the brain.
right. Then you just get, you know what I mean, the high from it.
But
But
let
if
me
you
tell
have
you,
a pain, you won't really get that. And then he also told me that, you know what I mean, it could be because I'm not using them the way these addicts are using them. He said
right,
they're
right.
crushing them up, they're snorting them, they're putting them up their butt.
If
You know
you
what I'm
don't use
saying?
them every day, once you use them every day, your system become immune to them. They become like
Right.
if you don't, like me, I pop one before I go to my doctor's appointments,
Hmm.
and boy, I be feeling like I'm floating the fuck up the street. I don't even feel like I'm walking. I just be
See,
floating up that shit.
I ain't never
What?
felt high. And then like I mentioned before, like they even had like I've tried every pain medicine on the market,
Yeah. See, I
even
know
down
though.
to the fentanyl suckers.
Yeah, see, I know me. I can't anything that I enjoy, like shit like that. I stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, my thing was if I'm taking it and it's no longer helping with my pain, then what's the purpose of me taking it?
just to get high,
Yeah, and I'm not
just to
willing to
get
do
high,
that
just
because
to
I
get
don't
fucking
like being high. So it's like, you know what I mean? People say that they be
not up the
nodding
butt.
out or
Who up
they be sleepy. Like, yeah, I didn't experience none of that.
Brandy in here doing? Yo, Brandy in here doing something. What you doing, Brandy?
Yes, Diamond, they said that they'll take the pill and
Up the
stick it
butt?
up your butt because it gets to your bloodstream quicker than you taking it by mouth.
So niggas is shoving pills up the ass.
Yeah. 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 I wouldn't recommend nobody try that though. But
That's crazy.
yeah,
I don't
that's what my
recommend
doctor
nobody
said
try
to
that
me.
neither. Fatty,
Yeah.
at what up, Fatty? Niggas shoving pills up their ass, Fatty.
You know what?
He asked what was going on.
Out of all things we've been talking about, why did you just pick that to say?
I'm just saying, Fatty asked a question. Motherfuckers, niggas is shoving pills up their ass up this bitch.
They just pop them.
That's crazy.
Just pop them.
Just pop them.
But I don't have I
Yeah.
don't, you know what I'm saying? I haven't tried nothing other than that though. Never no cocaine, dope,
Yeah,
Allegedly.
me either.
No, ain't no Leslie my ass. That's what you talking about. Trust me, I'll speak for me. I'll send Leslie at the
Wait a
proper
minute.
moment. Don't worry about it.
Who is Hank? He talking about he do recommend if the stomach doesn't stick. No, I wouldn't recommend that.
I recommend some Jello, some motherfucking yogurt or something. That's what the stomach fucked up. You better get you some ginger ale.
Or some vinegar or mustard.
Yeah,
like, come on. Ain't nobody great to be no.
Push that motherfucker, you hear me?
Ain't nothing wrong with a pill here and there.
But it's no lengths to, you know what?
Come on now. What the fuck?
You know what?
I'm just saying, man. What the fuck?
Dr. Josh burnt the fuck out.
It ain't nothing wrong with the pill if you got something that you need the pill for. There's no need to just be running around popping these pills.
Yeah.
Just to get high. Like I guess I would never get it.
Every night.
You ever did ecstasy?
Nope. Yeah, I've done ecstasy. I've done e-pills before.
That's a pill.
No.
What are you talking? Okay.
Yeah, look, I'm telling you, I've done it. I know. I said I've done ecstasy. I've done Molly, and I smoked weed.
What about acid?
Acid? No.
You ain't lived. You
acid.
have not lived yet.
No, I've lived long enough now.
Yeah. I know that's right. Flag to the P. I'm with you.
Long enough to hear your motherfucking stories. That's what I was living. You feel me?
I'm coming up there with some mushrooms for me and you, buddy.
You gonna come up here with some mushrooms and you be fucked up all week long, and you be eating the bitch by yourself. I'm taking pictures of you standing on your hands and shit, all types of shit.
I'm gonna take you to that different dimension.
Nah, you gonna do that bitch by yourself.
Isn't that toad? What is that toad or something people have been talking about here lately?
They licking frog toad asses and shit. Nah, I ain't fucking with that hallucinogenic shit. I'm a good pill faker though. I can act like I took some shit.
You know what?
We ain't acting over here.
Bro, I used to get people used to give me pills. And when I first started taking e-pills, I used to be scared of certain pills. Like certain highs ain't for me. And he had these green fucking these green apple pills. Oh my god.
That's no type of high for me.
Boy, them green apple pills had you fucked up for a whole.
You just smoke cigarettes, Queen?
Was that a football? Yes.
Yeah, they had the green. Nah, they was green. They was shaped like apples. They was green though. They was called green apple e-pills.
Oh, okay.
And when you take them shit, that shit had you high for 3 days, boy. So this girl gave me one like, hey, you gonna take this pill? Take this pill with me? I'm like, yeah. She gave that shit to me. Boy, I threw that shit in my hoodie. She threw that shit in the back of my hood the whole time I was talking to her. She fucked up in there.
Y'all know Trey's said something about he don't like people to tell on themselves. So, you know what I mean? When I was younger and you know, people was doing the tooting and all of that, right? So I was like, and I ain't doing that because shit, my nose will start bleeding and shit. It won't stop. And I'll be stupid enough to go to the fucking emergency room and be like, look, I tried snorting this. Please stop my nose from bleeding. They was like, dummy, it don't work like that. I said, I ain't going to figure out how it works because I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened to me one time. We took some pills, me and this girl. As soon as we got to Midtown, she jumped out the car, running around the fucking car. I'm running around the car chasing her. Yeah, that was scary. Yeah, she fucking.
What was you chasing her for?
To get back in the fucking car, man. She
you know what?
She
and
was
what was
driving.
Y'all on?
No, bullshit ass e-pill. No, but she don't. You know how it is. You don't take them like that.
I don't know. I ain't never did one before.
Come on now, you can talk. This is Jaws here.
I'm dead ass serious. Like I'm
not your PO.
No, my right hand to my children. Like I never was curious, George, about no type of drugs because you know what I mean. I have a lot of addicts in my family.
Okay.
And that was like one of my biggest fears. Like I'm not gonna be addicted. It's bad enough I'm addicted to Newports.
Well, that's an addiction right there.
I said that's bad enough that I'm addicted to Newports and Pepsi.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
right.
Good.
But
cherry Pepsi, to be exact.
No, just regular Pepsi. I can't do the cheer. It got to do the
I ain't trying
regular.
to argue with your ass.
And it's got to be in a can. The
Yeah.
bottles don't taste right. But yeah, so I was never, you know what I mean? I made it a point.
No, that's good. That's good. Plus, you said
Yeah.
you got kids. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, well, I experimented lightly. But see, my best friends were older than me. Like all of my friends, I was 15 hanging out with 25-year-old dudes who done already sniffed dope and coke and all. They done passed all that. You know what I'm saying? My
Right.
best friend, me and him became friends when he came home from prison. So he done already experimented with them hard drugs, and he found out they wasn't for him. So I never had to travel down them roads. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you
But
be a
see,
fool.
my brother was on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't having that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He's supposed to be.
Yeah, and when I say he was on me, like, but I didn't like it back then. But I liked the woman that, you know what I mean, it molded me into.
Yeah, cigarettes ain't that hard to quit. I quit cigarettes with no problem. I thought Miles was gonna be hard to quit, but I said Christmas I was gonna leave him alone and haven't touched them since. I
Oh,
have
you
gained.
still haven't had one?
No, I've no more Miles for me. I don't even have an urge for them. To be honest, I smoke way more marijuana than I did before.
Listen, my Newports keep me from catching cases. That's all I'm gonna
Word.
say. You know what I'm saying? Like I keeps me calm.
Just pop an edible.
Papa who?
Edible.
No, nope. I had a bad trip with those.
Oh, you had a
Nope.
bad trip.
Yeah, it's easy to quit.
I've quit before.
Yeah, cigarettes. I mean, if you really want to, you just to do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really want to. I was trying to quit cigarettes, so I started smoking Miles as a substitution. Then I realized I wasn't doing nothing but substituting one thing with the other. So then I just, you know what I'm saying? I just quit smoking the Miles too, and I done gained fucking 20 pounds since then.
Oh yeah, you gonna gain the weight.
Right, I was 220, 222, between 219, 222, 225 sometimes. I'm 247.
Like since I quit smoking and ended up starting back up, I can I can understand addiction a little bit better. You know, whether it's just cigarettes or, you know what I mean, people trying to quit doing their drug of choice, you know what I mean? I have a better understanding to it because once you know what I mean, you quit, but then once that one thing happened that triggers you, it takes you back to what you know that's going to keep you,
Yep.
or you know
Right,
what I mean, keep you
right.
comfortable or get you back relaxed, and you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Because like I said, I quit before, but then you know one of my nephews had passed away, and in my mind, that's how I knew that I would be able to be a little bit calm and, you know what I mean, not so edgy. So I started back up.
Right. Well, I enjoyed y'all. Gotta get the Bella bed. You know, he gotta go to school in the morning.
Tell Lavelle I said hi and good night.
I
Enjoy the rest of
definitely
the
will.
Have a good week in school. Where AP at?
I don't
Where
know.
was you at earlier?
I'm glad I wasn't there earlier.
You glad you wasn't there?
Thank you. Yes,
Oh,
I'm glad I wasn't
I
there
was
earlier.
kind of in and out. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to go back and
I
watch
wasn't
it.
in and out. I just, I got a couple of, phone calls or texts or whatever, inboxes on my little Instagram or whatever. But, I wasn't there. I don't have no opinion on nothing. I keep,
Right. Yeah.
stay to myself. I try to stay out of that.
Yeah.
I try to give y'all a place to come over here where it's peaceful at. You know what I mean? Come over here, you can sit down, smoke your Newports, smoke your weed, drink your little wine, drink your liquor. We're gonna have some conversations, talk about some news, talk about a little bit of this. That's it.
Bill.
You know what I mean? Dr. John's gonna come through, make you laugh a little bit. That's
So
it.
the second story, he hasn't been sentenced yet. That's still
Yeah, he hasn't been sentenced yet. But it's crazy. I didn't even know that he went from Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay to killing his cousin.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I know this is kind of
Allegedly
off
killing his
topic, but y'all do know it was a white police officer that was a part of that 5, right? They
And-
just didn't post this picture up with the 5.
Yeah, but they
The
didn't
5
arrest
black
him.
cops. It was one white cop that was there too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I seen him on the video. I was
him.
like, he ain't where he at? You know what I
Wow.
mean? All these people in this picture is dark.
Yeah, but
His
they
skin
didn't
is a little bit
arrest
too
him.
light.
They didn't arrest him. They just, I guess,
Right. They just
suspended him or whatever.
right. But you know what I mean? I'm just like, well, his picture should have been posted up with everybody else's.
Yeah, he should have been 6 motherfuckers facing murder charges.
I'm so upset at that case, man. That's shit. Oh, that is so sad.
They stopped it. They saving a riot. That's what they did. That's exactly what they did, Sister True. By not posting that white boy, they saved the riot.
Yep.
Yeah, but regardless,
it been one white motherfucking boy. Them motherfuckers with a tour. What's that? Mississippi, Tennessee. Where the fuck are they at?
Memphis.
That one case done took us back 40 plus years, bro.
Right.
That shit ain't took us back no 40 years. That shit took them back 40 years.
All right. I work with predominantly white people, man. This gives them talking points.
Well, you half white, so you can get that off.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. I'm as black. Let me
Look,
tell
he
you
know what to say.
I'm as black as your ass. When you see my goddamn son looking white, his ass black too. And like I told his ass, anybody got a problem with that, call my ass up.
Well, what Black to the P, what that comedian say? He black like this and not like this, like the palm of your hand, but not the top of your hand.
Hey, yo, Black, you want to hear something crazy? I put charges on my baby mama, right? The fucking police gonna tell me, what are you? I said, I'm white. He said, you don't sound white. I said, nigga, my mother's... Fuck out of here. I do that shit whenever I want.
That nigga said, shit, nigga, I got the complexion for protection.
Right.
Nah, this was over the phone and shit. Nah, fuck them motherfuckers, man. Shit. Fuck out of here. Shit, we all peoples, man. But anyway, that case right there, that's very sad, man. I hope them boys get a real blanket party when they go up top. Yeah, that part.
Word up.
Oh, yeah.
But then you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, well, what's gonna happen to the other guy?
Well,
but y'all know she had a task force that was basically like the task force that just got caught up in Atlanta.
Nick said my grandmother is white and old.
That
Salute to your grandmother.
Kicked in. They was kicking at people's doors, and they actually kicked in and killed a 92-year-old woman.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that craziness.
But that's the same. The person that's over
Scorpion?
that task force. Yeah, the lady that put that task force together.
Yeah, but
she came from Atlanta.
They've been having them type of things in New York. They had TNT. They had, St. in Florida. They had the battering ram in California. They've been doing this to us. Like I said, bottom line, in my belief, it's an eye for an eye. That's the only thing that will stop that. And it's sad,
but I'm wondering why she had two forces that's gonna kill people.
Well, that's what they were doing. They were beating people up, terrorizing, communities. But, they, like I said, tell me a time they haven't been doing that. You could go from the Jim Crow era all the way into now. There's always been, all throughout the United States.
Yeah, you're right.
So we this ain't nothing brand new.
I appreciate everybody for coming and doing me.
No doubt.
All right,
let that boy play Xbox. You have a good one.
Enjoy the rest of y'all's evening.
Yeah, that boy sleep. That boy sleep right now. I'm about to get in the bed with him so I can get his ass up at 7. But I'm gonna start doing the show in the morning early, probably 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna start going live.
We gotta get that boy a game card.
When
He
Uncle
get the
Bell
game
goes
card?
to school.
He get the game card?
Okay.
Oh, he do? What do he play? Xbox or PlayStation? Which one?
Yep.
Which one?
Xbox.
Xbox.
He got Xbox Live. He got the Xbox One.
We gotta get that boy the Xbox play card so he can buy his shit.
yeah. He got that boy got mad. He got 40 games on that damn Xbox.
Man, he need a game card, man, so he can buy the clothes for his characters, man. I know how them little kids be doing it.
I know my granddaughter asked me for $1,000.
No, yeah.
When she turned uh 7 years old because she wanted to have the best house on bucks or blocks or whatever it
Roblox.
is.
That's right,
And I said,
Roblox.
I bet I don't.
Come on now, don't be hating. You at least give her $100. Come on now. Oh man, we're gonna have to have a GoFundMe for that little girl.
No,
These kids done
she
lost
gets
their
those
damn
cards.
mind, bro.
Right. She gets cards. So I didn't understand $1,000.
Oh yeah. Hey, I respect her
Like,
hustle. She ain't
girl.
start out small. I respect her hustle. Shit.
My daughter said, "Dad, I want some UGG boots." So I looked online. I was showing her. I'm like, "Well, look, these is nice right here." She said, "Them nice, but these cost more right here." I said, "All right." She's like, "So why don't you buy me the ones that cost more? Like I'm your only daughter. You want your like? Why would you buy me something that everybody probably got? Let me get those because everybody probably can't afford those."
What size she wear?
Who my daughter?
Uh-huh.
She wear like a 4.
Damn.
And kids?
That's a little.
Yeah, and kids.
Oh. Yeah, I got a couple pair of those that I done bought because I buy my grandbaby a pair every year. And
She don't
she done
lost her damn. I mean,
outgrown.
I don't mind buying her the Uggs, but why you got to get the most expensive ones that's on there? She gonna say because she don't want to buy the Uggs that everybody probably got because they affordable. She want to buy
Right.
the ones that most people can't afford.
Yeah.
So she be the only one with them.
Well,
I'm with
UGG
her.
has
I'm
come
with her.
out with a cheaper line. So,
Shit, I
She
get
better
my
come out with a
Uggs
cheaper
at
mind. She done lost
at
it.
Ross.
She done lost her fucking mind. So I don't care fuck how cute. I'm your only daughter.
That's right.
yeah, I know I got about 2 or 3 pair that my grandbaby can't fit and I wear 4, but you know what I mean? I think they're more of a little girl's. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
way they look, it's like a little
yeah,
girl's look. So yeah, I'm gonna have
yeah.
to. I'll pull them out and see what size they are.
Yeah, she gonna not. She I mean she got them, but I
Okay.
would just piss the fuck off because she, you know what I'm
Well, no,
saying?
better pissed off than pissed on.
Yeah,
Like to the pig,
shit. I
especially
don't
when it
know.
comes
Depending
to the
on
little girls. Especially when
she
it comes
bugging
to
the
the little
fuck out.
girls.
That's crazy. I said, bro, I
No,
don't know what your mother teaching you, but I ain't even treat her like that. The fuck?
but that's
You know
your
what I
baby
mean?
girl, and that's your
I
only
wouldn't.
daughter.
Shit, her mother was my only wife. The fuck?
You know what? Good night, y'all.
Shit.
Uh,
Shit. Her mother was my only wife. Shit.
Oh man.
Holiday cards and birthday wishes, please.
oh my goodness. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good evening.
I appreciate y'all all. Love is
Leave that
love, bro.
Coca-Cola
Everybody have a
alone.
good night.
It's Pepsi. I don't drink
Pepsi.
Coca-Cola.
You know
I'm
that
a
shit.
and I
Be
just
back
opened
at
me
this
a
tomorrow
can.
morning, bro.
All right.
8
Okay.
o'clock.
Night,
Not,
night.
yeah, by 8 o'clock, 7:45, 8 o'clock, I'll be back on. So I
I should
appreciate
still
everybody.
be
Have a
up.
good night.
All
Yeah,
right,
we
you too.
gonna rock out because Eve about to come on now. So I'm gonna rock out with her for a little while.
Oh, okay.
And then she go off at like 7:30. So I'm gonna jump on. I'll take LaBelle to school at 7:30. His bus come like 7:33. I'll be back in here like 7:40.
How Trey's gonna be online and on the phone? Tasha, mind your business. All right, I will see y'all later.
Have a good night. Have a good
You
night.
too.